Welcome to today's live. I tried to go live at 11:11. That was my goal. I almost made it. I'm just getting finished setting up here, so just allow me a second. It's live. Okay. All right. So that's good. Oops. Welcome, welcome, guys. Thank you for your patience as I try to get myself set up here. You see Murphy walking by, getting ready. So we're doing love, money, and career today. And I'm trying out a new style. And so I'm just going to kind of do a continual reading for each topic and just add cards from a few different decks just to tell a story that wants to be told. That's the easiest way I can say it. So if you would like a personal reading from me today, it's easy. I'm just putting the link into the chat right now. Because for $10, I am more than happy to answer your particular question, and I will interrupt the reading for anybody that is interested in a personal reading. Okay, so I'm just adding the the link there so you guys can copy and paste that if you want. And put that over here. So, I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot. We are all about breaking patterns. What is it that's causing you an issue in your life? We're taking a look at love, money, and career because those are the things that people ask me about the most. What's going to happen with my love life? What's going on with my career options? What is it that I need to know in order to gain ground? So, if that cute little kitty cat got your attention on the thumbnail today, look at how she's sitting upside down. She's having a brand new concept of things. So, I feel like that's an invitation to look at things differently. I have a reading cloth here that I actually crocheted, picking up a hobby that I had used many years ago, just for joy and for the fun of creating. And so it's supposed to be a pillow, but it's not finished yet. So I'm just using it as a cloth for our readings today because of love. Um, what it comes to right now is that self concept, how much you regard yourself, how much you love yourself, is what's going to guide your day. All of us have downturns and setbacks. All of us have challenges that come when we're not when they least expect it, and we can't hold ourselves back from that. It's just part of what happens. So just going to light up the Palo Santo. Love, money, and career. We're starting off with love. Take a deep breath. Allow the Palo Santo to pull our dreams from the center of our being. No more hiding. Let's find out what it is, what's calling you forward. What is it that you're desiring? When it comes to love, is there somebody in your family you want to reconnect with? Are you ready to have a permanent partner? Are you estranged from anyone? Has any of your friends betrayed you? This could cover so many different territories. So, our first card will just be the heart. I'm going to do three readings here today. And this first one is on love. And so, this is at the center, this is at the core of your situation. And we have protest, start a revolution. Okay, that's quite a call. So, when I see that, I feel like this is you in the center of the reading, and you are walking along. You're okay being single. You're okay in your current situation, whatever it is. And actually, if you would argue with your friends who say you need something more, But these two guides, your spiritual guides, are saying, hang on a second. Let's start a revolution. Let's start at the core of your being. What is it that is holding you back when it comes to love? You can't have a revolution in the outer world. It has to be on the inside. So, is there a part of you that's been protesting? And what do I mean by that? What I see in that card, let's see, what shall we draw here? I'll draw one of the dog wisdom cards next. But what I'm seeing here is that you are in alignment with your inner being as far as it goes. See this embrace? But this one guide that's off to the side carrying a sign that you cannot read. So your inner guidance is asking you to please consider, is there an added blessing? Is there something that you're afraid of, that you're afraid to go forward because you like the status quo? And yet there's this unrest as if something's missing. So let's see what we have from the dog wisdom cards here. Ooh, this card jumped right off. So we're going to take it. Uh-huh. Victimhood. So, what is it in your past? I love this. Perfect. Because when you have been victimized by someone, when you have had a former partner who has broken your heart, it can be next to impossible to get out of that. Now, if you look at this card, can you see how the fence, it almost looks like it is growing into the flesh on this dog. And what happens is when you have crushing disappointment in the past, guardedness can be as real to you as your hand on the end of your arm. It's like a part of you. And the identity of victimhood is so ingrained, you don't even know it's there. Okay. So, yes, if you're listening to me right now and you have been waiting a long time for love to show up, this is a case for you. It's like a mystery. What can you unlock to set yourself free? When you want to argue and say, oh, no, 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 I am not a victim. The truth is, you are not conscious of victim energy. You aren't. But there's a part of you that is holding a message. We can't read it yet. We will be able to, as this, let me give this a shuffle as our reading goes forward. So now we're going to ask for Archangel Michael's um, help here. What is it that Archangel Michael has to say? So we have a part of you, a part of your guidance is saying, okay, let's deal with victimhood. You have been hurt. People have cheated on you or hurt you in love. So let's see what Archangel Michael wants to add to our picture here. And we have open your heart. Yes, there is no accident that you're in this reading today, my friend, because the part of you, now we know the message on the back of this sign. Even though you've known a lot, you've learned a lot, and you have a lot of peace in your life, there is something missing. It's a whole kingdom ahead for you when it comes to love. And today is a red letter day. It's 222. It's the second month and the 22nd day. 222, powerful energy. And so the message is open your heart. Nobody's perfect, and you did make some mistakes. You may be like me and end up married to a sick narcissist who took a lot from me, body, soul, and money. I lost so much in a lengthy relationship with a narcissist. I didn't see when I met him what personality was there, and I got involved way too quick. And so I made rules for myself to keep myself safe. Okay. But even though a part of me feels safest as a single, there's another part of me that's been calling out with a message. So if you are resonant with this message is for you to stop judging yourself. Yes, you made some mistakes in the past and you did trust the wrong people. But the truth is, today is a day that you can step into healing. Excuse me. Let me grab my tarot deck here. Let's draw from this deck first and see what else the universe has for us. So now we know that the path forward is movement out of our complacency, out of our acceptance for where we are. It's a blessing to be accepted and to be grateful for where we are. But there's a root of this victimhood energy that's hanging out in your energy system. And the universe is here today to facilitate you opening your heart and letting some healing in. For those of you who are new, welcome. This is Catherine, Pattern Breaker. Hi, Roxanne, Pattern Breaker Tarot. And today we're going to have three readings during this live. So, this first one is an extended reading on love. Then we're going to go on to money. And then we're going to go on to career. But we're in no hurry today. I have time to just hang out. All right. So, let's do it. Now, let's draw some tarot cards. What is our path? How do we open our heart after the pain that we're in? Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords. Make sure you can see it okay. And yep, and the Ace of Heart, the Ace of Cups. I always say the Ace of Hearts when I see this particular suit in the tarot because the cups are the heart of our emotion. But look at how these go together. If you look at the card, you can see a smile on the face, matching this angel, the Archangel Michael's energy, to have a fresh start in how you look at love. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to draw a couple more. The Queen of Swords. Oh, I love that this Queen of Swords has fallen right here. I get goosebumps because the Queen of Swords is don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. I know what I want. I am sure of what I want. Having your internal life, being happy in your current situation, this is a reflective of that. But if you look at the corner of this card, can you see in the bottom corner that there is a little cup in a cage? Can you see that? Let me bring it a little bit closer. So this is showing someone cut off from their heart. And that's exactly where this messenger, this inner being, this part of you, one of your spirit guides, this message that we cannot see, that now we know, open your heart because ahead of you is a kingdom of abundance and pleasure when it comes to love. Okay, let's take a look at our next card. Yep, Four of Wands. Just love this. In other decks, this is frequently seen as a marriage. Okay. But what we're seeing here is freedom. Just this beautiful freedom out of the dark shadows. Let's see what we have here. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. So, excuse me, the Eight of Wands. Let me turn it around. Okay. Very interesting. So, mm, as you're watching this reading, this is definitely a call to a very confident person. I'm just going to draw from this deck. Okay, so here we have this queen right in the center. Okay, so you are someone who would argue with me. You would say, Catherine, so far the reading's okay, but I don't have any victim energy. So don't try to pretend I have victim energy. And I would say to you, my dear viewer, it's okay to realize that victimness is simply like a light switch in your room. Turn it off, turn it on. And so it's very likely. Hi, thank you, Aya. Oh, and a fellow tarot reader. Thank you very much. I'm just freestyling today, kind of different for me. But what I'm wanting to say is that we can wear our victim survivorship as a like a beautiful necklace. It like to be able to say, look, I got messed with, I got screwed, but I rose up and I made a way for myself. We see this Queen of Swords right in the center of the reading, right under you, the figure. This is our main figure. This represents you, viewer, who you've embraced your inner guidance and you've healed. You are no longer a victim. You're not with that person anymore. But what you don't realize is that much of what you have created has put love in jail. It's separated you from the risk of going forward and having something new. I have goosebumps in my chest right now because I know that there's someone listening. You know exactly what I mean. In your secret places when you're alone, there's a sadness inside of you that you feel disqualified from for love because of the mistakes you made picking the wrong people in the past. And I'm here to tell you, don't be hard on yourself. There's not a human on the planet who hasn't been hurt by love. Okay, so now I'm just going to draw one of the goddess cards here to crown the reading. What are the divine goddesses here? I'm reaching all over the place. I've got trying to stay organized. Let's see what we have. Paventina, purification. Yes, it's time for a cleansing detox of your body and mind. I'm going to set this up here. I hope you guys can see that at the top. I think we can. Yes. So this energy of Coventina is crowning the reading so far. Now let's look at what's happening. First, we have my handmade tablecloth or reading, sacred reading cloth here. Each stitch, each wind of of the yarn around my hook created with love. Okay, then we have the pyramid shape, and the pyramid is part of the wonder of the divine geometry, sacred geometry, and it's such a stable form. Okay, and we're seeing that we do need some purification around this victimhood that you've gone forward with. All right, and we're not saying that you are responsible for being hurt. What we're saying is you're responsible for taking the healing path. Okay, so let's look at the base of our pyramid here, because this Eight of Swords, it is a sign that your mindset does not match your reality. Okay, let's take a look. Notice that the figure, when she's on her cushion, she's been meditating and resting, she's heavy in thought, and in the mirror, she sees herself as trapped, but she's not trapped. She is free, but it's her thinking that's holding her back. One of my favorite quotes, so write this down if you're listening along. What it is what you think about, you bring about. So if you're still thinking that you need to guard yourself at all costs against love, then that's what you're manifesting. Okay. And the universe is clearly calling you to a fresh start, to be able to hold that cup of love loosely. Don't hold tight and cling to it. No, allow it expansion and let it grow, because this cup that's locked up in this jail cell is the same message here. There's something new for me. There's something changing for me, and I want it. Notice Coventina has the cup and that beautiful phoenix rising from the ashes. What is this purification? What is the universe calling you for? Can you be honest with yourself? And can you admit, I would really enjoy having a relationship with an emotionally healthy human? Would my life be positively changed if I met someone who was kind, gentle, and wanted to know me deeply? Do I believe that my life would be enhanced if I met a human being who was curious about me and wanted to know me? If you can say yes to these things, allow it. I know part of you jumps right back into, oh no, 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 no. I chose incorrectly before. I made choices that really hurt me in love. I am staying in my box, staying in the box. But the universe is calling you forward. This beautiful Eight of Wands. Look at that spark of energy. Look at those wands, magic wands, coming together with explosive energy to support you. So I do sense, my dear friends, somebody watching has gone through a bad breakup. Somebody may have lost someone that they've passed over. They're on the other side. I got a rush of goosebumps on that, so I'm having a feeling that somebody here has lost a partner to death. And so again, life may have victimized you with the loss of that partner. There's no argument there, but the universe is calling you to be curious and open. So I have my tea leaves. You guys know I love the tea leaves. And I'm just wanting to add circular energy, the circle. I want to add a circular energy to the triangle. Again, the circle in divine sacred geometry is the perfect form. No beginning, no end. Many religions honor the circle in their art with mandalas and structures, domes, pillars, right? To use a circular shape. So the tea leaves are here to help with the mystery of how we get through this victimhood. Okay, so let's pull. We have whale, great worry over nothing. This wants to make me get emotional. If you're a reader, hey, Kane, if you're a reader, have you ever pulled cards that bust your own butt right during a collective reading? You know what I mean. Great worry over nothing. What's happened in the past is in the past, right? And it doesn't have to have any power on us. And maybe you're worrying and worrying that you're going to attract another mean partner, and that's not going to happen at all. Okay. And spear, heartache over what you can no longer have. Okay. Aya, thank you. Thank you so much, Aya. I love that I have another. I always get nervous. I used to be a teacher, and when a teacher would come in for parent conferences, I was always nervous because they're a teacher, and I felt like they would judge me. So I'm just so grateful that you're here with me today and sharing energy. I love that. Anyway, let's go forward. Sorry, I got distracted. But the fact, though, that this victim card, looky there. I mean, when we started the reading, I really did feel that somebody here is brokenhearted today. And here we have bag, something important, such as a new job or a raise, right? But I would say a new start in love, right? And the bag, what is it that's in a bag for you? The old behaviors, the things that your ex did to hurt you, right? This is a bag of like garbage that we can get rid of so the universe can give us a new bag with new things in it. And we have scales. Keep your life in balance. Okay, so now thank you. Thank you to our beautiful tea leaves. Because again, this and if this reading is not for you or you're looking for a reading for money and career, we're going to do that next. So hang in there. But right now, this energy is definitely geared to someone who is okay right now. Your energy is okay, but it's not where it could be. The universe wants you to be open to some joyous connections with humans. Yes, it could be a soulmate or twin flame, but it also could be just a good friend that comes in right now and has that curiosity about you. They just want to know you better. Believe me, this celebration that uni, I call it, that's what I call universe, but uni is calling you to that, and it's coming soon. So now that you can take responsibility, if you have a pencil and a paper, write down who has hurt you in the past. Write their names down and begin to see that they are gone. They're in the past. And so your worry about protecting yourself is simply not valid. Okay. So now let's go to the other side and let's add our circular shape over there to honor the sacred circle. And let's see what it is that the tea leaves have to tell you about this risk. Look at you guys. I didn't notice 22. and today's the 22nd. Also, I have two thumbs up. What? I only have two thumbs up. There's 10 of you guys here. Hey, hit that thumbs up, would ya? Although sometimes it doesn't let you, so you can drop a comment if you wish, or you can hit the heart over to the side there, and then you can put your love in that way, so then I can just see that you're resonating. Thank you for that thumbs up, my friend. Thank you so much. Okay, let's pull a few of our wonderful tea leaves now. And where's the support? What is it that universe wants us to know about the taking the risk, opening our heart? I love this. It's like planting a seed in your consciousness. I mean, could you go out today and meet a great person? Absolutely. Lacey's here. Yay. Hugs and kisses to you, my dear Lacey. But when you're looking ahead, what is it that the universe wants you to know about planting a seed for new love? It again, like I said, you could walk out today and you could be at the pharmacy and meet somebody who ends up your soulmate and you get married one day. Strange stories like that happen. But more often, when you're coming out of a time when you've been victimized, we're going to be planting seeds for new love. And then next month, you might come to a reading and go, guess what? Ever since I was at that reading, things have really opened up. So let's grab this is a month of the year card. Very interesting. So we have April. Lovely. Let's put her up here at the top. Nice. So here we look at the symbolism up here. We have this idea of purification. What can you do to detox your mind and body from past love? Right now, I'm doing some intensives with people. They're actually how can I call it? It's like a personal little ebook. That's it. It's a personal little ebook that has journaling prompts and tapping scripts, as well as some teaching on how to get over an ex or whatever the topic is that you're wanting. So this is something I can provide for you. Tapping is good for it, but it does ask you to take some steps. One thing you can do is wherever you're living, see if somebody is doing sound healings in your area, where they take crystal bowls or the brass bowls and you lay on the ground with a yoga mat and you allow sound to simply wash over your spirit and your body. That's purifying. Yoga is purifying. Meditation is purifying. Okay. So incorporating tools, you can change this over worrying into something beautiful. Could something happen by April? Absolutely. I would say absolutely. Okay, let's see what else we have. And we have Mountain Road. You are on the road to success. Just the fact that you're here with me today. Just that fact puts you on the road to success. And remember, we're about planting seeds for love right now. For those of you just joining me, welcome. I'm going to do a reading on money and work and career here after the love reading's finished. I'm going to be here for a while. So if you'd like a personal reading, I have put my PayPal link is at the top of the chat that you're here. You can scroll back and you can PayPal me right now and let me know that you did. And I will pull cards for you personally. It's $10 for a reading. Otherwise, just hang in there and absorb the beautiful information in this collective reading. Okay, so we have another card here. And we have cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. You guys, what a wonderful promise this is. Now, I want to point out something. This is how you protect yourself when you're up to your own. You're just putting up a fence. You're like, no, I'm not letting anybody in because I'm safe when I'm alone. Okay. But we see here that this fence is right in the flesh of this poor little dog, and it's not comfortable. What we're seeing over here, when you put your life in the divine's hands and you trust Archangel Michael and the rest of the angels and guides to bring you a divine counterpart, a love that is genuine, where someone is genuinely curious about you and wanting to collaborate with you to create something magical. It's like you're protected by a silky barrier that others can't get through. And it's much more efficient than anything a human being can make up for themselves. Okay. The filaments of love that protect you when you are on purpose and you are creating love from your wholeness. Believe me, there's nothing spirit delights in more than to nurture the right love. Okay. And our last one is wheel, indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. The wheel. When you get freed up and you just say to the universe, okay, universe, I'm going to open up to love. I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea. Now, you didn't know what was going to happen in the past when you met someone who wasn't so good for you. You had no idea what would happen there. And it seems to have ended up horrifically. It seems to be so painful because every time listen, if you think of any of your exes, you can do the flinch test. Okay. The flinch test is when you think of an ex and you flinch because it still hurts. Man, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is watching this, with tapping, you will stop flinching. I can promise you that. Let me add my email address in here so that anybody who wants to contact me, please do. Let me know where you're going. Let me know what's going on for you. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome. Thank you. I received that love from you, my dear. Please do email me, then I can give you resources because you can choose to work with me personally. I'm available, but I can also give you some YouTube channels that are absolutely spectacular that they help me. I tap, I do the journaling, I do the things that I teach because I want to maximize my life. Okay, so let's go forward here. Now, I want to, let's see, this is such a good reading. I'm feeling like, let's see, which deck do I want? I think I'm going to use this one. Okay. So let's see, what else do we need to know? So we found out that there is a part of you who wants more love than you're getting. That's good news. Okay. So if you weren't aware of that, take it in. We also found out that it's unlikely that this love's going to pop out mature tomorrow, that some person sweeps you off their feet and off you go live happily ever after. What we're seeing here is that it's a distance, a little bit of a distance to the culmination of your new love. But today, on this magical day, February 22nd, 222, that a seed is being planted. If you can hear my voice, a seed is being planted. And as we said earlier in the reading, we don't know for sure if the what's going to go forward, but we're not being asked to know the end. We're just being asked to open our heart to the possibility. Okay, so what else do my friends need to know when it comes to manifesting this new situation? And we have opportunity, new job opportunities, change of workplace or business trip. Change is coming just in time. Now, I am doing money readings after this, so it will come next, I think. Yeah, is it money career? Yeah, money is the second reading today. But I'm picking these cards for our love reading because it matches the energy we're seeing here, doesn't it? That there's an opportunity that is coming your way. So maybe that's why you're tuned in today, because the universe is like a 911. They want you to be paying attention because there's such a juicy opportunity coming here that they don't want you to be blindsided. Okay. Sometimes when something comes good, we are so used to bad stuff happening to us that we kind of question it. We're like, wait a second, this is too good to be true. Have you ever thought of that? This can't be right. Something's up. I can't really trust. Okay. So you can see in this figure's face, she's a little, she's not 100% on board. She's like, oh, I hope it's a good opportunity. But the energy is here saying yes. And also, did you know that Venus, the planet Venus, is energetically connected to both love and money. Okay. With that, I like to remind people that having a strong sense of yourself, so strong self confidence, when you like yourself, when you have rapport with yourself, meaning you're not picking on yourself for your negative traits, your magnetism rises for love and money. They're often connected. Okay. I did not know that. I just learned it fairly short time ago. Okay. So now I have this cool deck, and I'm just feeling I want to draw a couple more cards just to give you how do we want to finish this reading? What is it that you need to know? What could be in the way? What could be in the way for our friends here in the love reading with planting that seed? Don't let that seed, the opportunity for love, don't let it fall on the stones. We want to make sure it's in the richness of the earth. So let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna pull one, two, three cards here. Beautiful. Let me pull this away now. Love, I got a new deck. Just very happy. Okay. What does my friend, what do they need to know? What could be in the way for love? Let's see. Okay. This is so mystical. I feel like, oh, but some of you watching, this might be coming from generations past. I'm just drawn to this Nine of Swords. So with this view, and this deck is called the vice versa deck because this is the card, this is this side of the card. Isn't that neat? And this card, so you look at how the lighting on the swords. Okay, so if we turn it this way, it glows. So this energy, the Nine of Swords, is right after, of course, the Eight of Swords. So here we saw where your self-concept right now sees yourself as bound. That's what is in the part of your life experiences that we need to realize. Yes, it was bad and you got hurt and nobody would argue that. But your way you think about it is still making this victim energy sparkle. Okay, so then we go to this gorgeous card, which now the table has been turned. Now that you are able, and again, tapping, Reiki, foot reflexology, no kidding. There are so many integral healing modalities that will help you release the past pain. The body holds our past disappointments. Your imagination is the container for your past pain. So if you're having trouble imagining yourself having a better love life, there's a reason for that because your imagination is holding on to your pain. And so this detoxing and purifying that you're doing is all around that. So when that happens, look what we have here, the glow of fresh new thoughts. Swords are representing your thoughts. And it shows that at the bottom of your pyramid becomes this stability where you can say to yourself, I know I wasn't all that successful in love. I know it was my own fault. I walked into it and you're just beating up on yourself, right? And the point is that once you clear all that clutter and think clearly, even though I don't know how, I am open to a excellent love right now. Even though I don't know how, I am open to growing something I never thought possible right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm closing the door to victim energy right now. If victimhood is an energy, what would be the opposite of it? Right away, my mind says victory. Victimhood is a 0 on the scale, and 10 is victory, right? Where are you on that scale? The misery of victim, feeling like everybody always picks on you, or the joy of knowing that once you get yourself balanced, you can really have a high quality life. Okay, I know some of you right now because I know you and I know you're amening this. So I join you in that. A bleeping men, right? Me too. I mean, honestly, I, there's things I could say about my personal story, but that's not what this is about. But I'm kind of a bionic woman, I'll put it that way. There's something I went through physically that people don't live from. Okay, I can say that. When, I just don't put it out there because who cares? But the bottom line is I'm abundantly grateful for a second chance. Okay. So here we have the Six of Wands. Now, the Six of Wands. I is a sign. It's a card that says celebrate. We have the 4 of wands here, I think, and we had the 8 of wands. So this is the universe saying this is a process. You're on your way. You're not at the Queen of Wands stage. You're on your way. And regal. Look at the red cloak. Again, this is my sign of the family of origin and purification. A lot of times, your growing up years from the age of like 0 to 12, you're just that decade shapes so much of what you believe is possible for yourself. So I'm 72 right now, and I got into I was Catholic, and then I was born again Christian for 20 years or so, and then I jumped into spirit, and I've been through so many healings and working on my energy in the last 20 years. And a lot of it has helped me to just brush that cape. I can't deny that I was born into that family and they had all their issues. I mean, I can't sit here and lie to you and say that I even want to get rid of it because honestly, it's made me who I am today. But I'm learning how to walk outside the fear of it. Maybe in a couple other miles, I could shed that cloak completely and open myself truly to life. But right now, even I live a little bit behind the fence and saying, you know what, I am going to create my own safety pattern. I know me and I know what's best for me. And the universe is saying, well, you think you know you, but remember in the center here, we have you and the universe walking along, feeling good. But this other spirit guide is here saying, hang on, I protest. There is some love missing. Can you admit it? And here we have this King of Swords. Okay, the king, mastery of the thoughts, mastery of the change that it needs to take to make this sustainable. So, this advice to me, let me grab my chakra love card for a blessing. This advice is you've got to clean up how you're talking about your past. There's nothing in your way except your own self. And because when you change your language, when you reframe what your current story is about love, you will open the door to something new. So definitely, there's that. Watch what you're. Listen to the story you're telling. If you have a close friend or somebody that loves you, ask them. Do you feel? What do you feel like when I talk about my ex? How am I coming across? When I talk about love, how am I coming across? And ask them to please be honest. Are you fearful? Are you vindictive? Do you have rage? Do you have resentment towards your ex? Listen, listen, everyone goes through that. And sometimes when you're kind of a sweet personality, and people don't think you ever get mad. Well, yeah, but we sometimes I say we are the worst because passive aggressive is ugly, and I'm the queen of snark. I mean, if you want to think you can step on me, you're going to hear it. But I've also kind of hurt people's feelings along the road, so it's queen of snark is not necessarily where we want to live. So right now I'm using the Chakra Love deck, and I'm just going to pull a blessing, a crystal blessing for our love reading. Any other questions? Like you guys who are watching, any questions you want to throw in about love that you want me to just, or any questions about this victimhood thing, about opening your heart to love. If you feel resonance with this and you want to ask about it, or just even let me know because then we can all pull our energy in together, okay? So anything that you're wondering, it is a trap. It's like a thank you. It's a trap because we pull in our when we're in victim mode, we can shun people. We can turn away from social invitations. We can do a lot to isolate ourselves and keep us away from, oh gosh, you're so welcome, Aya. We can keep ourselves away from our highest good. Remember from Archangel Michael says, advice, open your heart. It's a 22. You might want to look up the meaning of 22 on the angel numbers on your search engine and read what is the blessing of number 22 and look at this gorgeous card. It kind of looks like rhodochrosite, I think, but let's see. And it's garnet. Okay, it's a garnet. Beautiful garnet. And the blessing is security. To feel more secure, deepen your connection with nature. So, this is an important blessing for us because the truth is, look at how this color, oh, isn't it gorgeous? It just goes together. Yes. Are you do you like horses? There's somebody here who has an affinity with horses. Okay. And this whole thing, you haven't ridden for years. I wonder if you had an accident and you became afraid, or just life changed and you lost the opportunity to spend time with horses. There's something there, but the nature message is super intense. Even if it's really cold and you have to bundle up, whatever it is. I read a statistic this week that it's some huge, I think it's over 75% of people barely go outside except to go to work and come home. Like they spend no time outside. And so let that be an invitation to you. And when you do go outside, just notice everything around you. See how many examples of abundance you can feel because the blades of grass, the leaves on the trees, the snowflakes that are falling, the clouds in the sky, the stars in the sky, universe surrounds us with examples of abundance. Okay. All right, I think that's it. So we're going to move on. Let me clear my table. And we're going to be doing a reading for money. Okay, so we're doing love, money, and career. So let me just take a chance here. And while I'm getting the cards ready, let me put this aside. I will introduce myself. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot. And it is a place where I invite people to consider any patterns that are holding you captive, any bad habits. Is there clutter laying around your house? Do you feel lonely because people just won't invite you to stuff? Do you wish you had love and you can't find it anywhere? What is it in your life, a pattern that's repeated over and over again? Because that's what Pattern Breaker Tarot is all about. I combine the cards, journal prompting, and EFT tapping scripts to help people break up the patterns that are holding them back in life. And the main reason I started the channel is because I am a person with patterns that get in the way of what I want to do. And I just love having company, walking this path, trying to be the best version of Catherine as often as I can. So now we're moving on to the money area. Anybody want to know that what I like to do in the money readings is I like to imagine that money has a voice and that money is here because money has a message for you. Okay. So anybody want to curious? What would money say? Now, if you're somebody that has trouble paying your bills, you might think, oh dear, money will just yell at me. Money is going to yell at me and tell me how bad I am for wasting it. Or you may be somebody who is greedy about money and you can never get enough. And so you might be thinking that you're going to be found out, that money's going to say, "Oh, I see you. I'm not giving you any." No, no, no. Money is only energy, just like air, just like water, any of the elements. So we'll draw a card for our significator card, the heart of the reading. So I crochet, and so I haven't crocheted in a long time, many, many, many years. And so I got YouTube will teach you anything, isn't that the truth? And so I decided I was going to crochet, and I had such a good time for Christmas. I made some peppermint candies and a Santa. And I wanted to make this for a February pillow. But now that I'm using it for the readings, it's so soft and it takes a lot of effort to do a craft like this, but there's so much in it energetically because I'm the one feeding in the energy step by step. And so when it comes to your finances and wanting to feel like you can get ahead, it's often a building process just like this. to be able to take a handle on where you are and then be willing to spend the time to go step by step, stitch by stitch to create a foundation of energetic confidence. I like to call it like a money self concept. When it comes to money, what would money want for you to take yourself forward here? Because money, what if money loved you? What if money loved you? Thank you, Aya. I'm so glad you're here. Email, would you, Aya? I would love to hear from you. Okay, so here's money's message, and it's stars. You can manifest your every wish. Wow, you guys. Let me take it in. Imagine money wanting to say that to you, right? Imagine that money wanted you. Now here you are, you're in your room, you've got your spirit guides right there. You're really leaning into being your best version of yourself. And then look, it's like a library. So you may be a person who's been watching videos and trying so hard to change your financial energy all over the you have, but I'm sensing that there's some dissatisfaction. If I look at the figure in the polka dotted top, it just looks like she's a little bit stressed. Okay. Now, the polka dots, that's the universe's way when polka dots show up in a reading or in real life. No kidding. It's the universe's way of saying playfulness. Polka dots are playful. You just can't see a polka. I can't see a polka dot that I don't love. I mean, I love them. I love polka dots. I'm drawn, but that's the energy of it. It's a playful, lighthearted energy. Okay. So even though she's been working hard to get the money situation straightened out, so I'm feeling like there's people on the call right now, and you've been praying. You may be desperate, like you need money to come in tomorrow, and that's it. But whatever it is like there's kind of this gripping, effortness that's going on. That she does not see that there's no ceiling there. Here she's inside, seemingly, in a library, and they're not looking up. Imagine that this is so what the universe has for you, my friend. Expansiveness. Okay, expansiveness. You are not aware of how much potential you have. You may be somebody that people have told you, you're so gifted. You should be selling a ton of those. Or, I can't believe nobody's coming to your workshops. Or, I can't believe you're working for minimum wage. You're so gifted. You could do a lot. Okay. And I think that's true. It's totally true. But you're not seeing what's there for you to see. It's not that expansive. Okay. So let's look at what do I want to pull next here? Oh, yes, I want to go to the dogs. Go to the dogs. Do you have a pet? Anybody have a pet here? I have my dear Murphy who is sitting behind me, and he's being so well behaved today. Because normally, if anybody walks by or startles him, he's my faithful watchdog, and he has been heard in many a reading. Okay, so this dog wisdom cards I just love. So let's take a look. What is it that we need to know? Because who wants this? Who likes this reading? Anybody want to just? I'm going to just put. There's okay, hundreds. Yeah, right. Who doesn't like this angle of a reading? That money wants to say to you, you can manifest what you wish. Let's take a look. So the dog tarot. What does my friend need to know to walk this out? Okay. This looks like Murphy, except Murphy has curly hair. Okay, so solitude, time to restore. Okay, hang on a second. I have to look at this. So, what's drawing my attention on this card? You guys see that little candle on the side of this slab? What in the world is that? It could be a vent or it could be a handle, but it seems very out of place. Okay, solitude. Okay, so I think part of the issue is and it's a little bit connected to our love reading. So if you didn't get to see the love reading that was first in today's live, you might want to go look at it because it is the idea that there's some victim stuff that's happened. There's been some things where perhaps you got fired from your job, maybe somebody stole from you, maybe somebody cheated you, or did you get looked over for a promotion? Was there something in, oh, another thing, and this might have to do with this handle embedded in the stone. Sometimes your ancestors went through a terrible time with money. For example, a lot of people in the mid 1800s from Ireland. Ireland went through some horrible circumstances over there, including a potato famine. And many people could not stay in Ireland and they would emigrate to different countries with nothing. And so our great great grandparents went through such a painful time that what the way they raised their children was very harsh, not much love, because they had to, everything was dependent on bringing food, and there was no time for warm fuzzies. And so those families, from whatever lineage, often carry pain into the future that we, we don't even understand it. We can't understand why we're blocked. Why you get a great, somebody gives you $600 for your services, or you just get your paycheck and then you need new tires the next week and you have to take every penny of what you earned and put it towards the tires, right? It's not fair. But our generations back, if they had hardship, that's in our genetics. One of my clients told me recently that or I believe it was her great grandmother, I think she said, that walked across Mexico to become an immigrant in our country. I'm in the US, but that in 1912, I think she said it was 1912, where people would walk hundreds of miles just for the hope of having a better life, right? So in our genetics is all of that. So this time of being alone, I feel like this is her, same energy, studying, praying, trying to understand why she's in such a wreck about money. And here, I love this figure being suggestive of her guardian angel who's right there with her all along, just keeping her company, keeping her head above water. But being alone is stopping you from opening the flow of finances to your life. At times like this, side hustles can be very lucrative. And for you to be able to really just look around, what could you do to bring some cash in right now? Is there anything that you could sell that you could sell? Or is there a flea market in your area? You could go on Facebook Marketplace or onto Etsy, other places to sell. Perhaps you have a collection of things. Perhaps you're a tarot reader. Okay, that you can pick up some work at the markets. When I was in Mexico, I loved living there 4 years, privilege of a lifetime, and I was not living in a resort. It was very, very stark. But I would walk through the flea market and with a sign that said readings for 100 pesos, that's $5 US. And so people would stop me and have readings on the spot. And it was just so fun to be able to do that. So you may have a skill that you could create a side hustle out of, and just then you get more agency. You feel like you're more in control of how you can draw money to yourself. Energetic, absolutely, Aya. So, so true. Breaking loose of the past genetic ancestral pain is a very real thing. If you need help with that, email me because I have some tools I can show you. There's free of charge help on YouTube. So you don't need to be spending anything about money to learn about money. Okay. Anybody who wants to reach out, you want to tell me what's your money story, you're welcome to do it. I love to be able to hear from you guys. Okay, so Archangel Michael. My dear Archangel Michael, can everybody hip hip hooray for Archangel Michael? I know you guys love him because whenever I put out one of my little mini readings with a message from Archangel Michael, y'all just swamp it. Bless ya. I appreciate it. And Archangel Michael is someone who is popular in so many, renowned, honored, cherished, popular is not the right word, in lots of different religions. Whatever you think about angels, what we know is that the energy of thinking and talking about them is uplifting. It's fun. And this deck is by Rod Leaf Valentine, who's one of my favorite tarot deck creators. And so the art is very inspiring here for us. So, Archangel Michael, let's see. So, time to come out of solitude, right? Time to take that handle and slide back that concrete wall that's in front of you and your future. Okay, why else would that be handled there? It's time to restore your finances. Archangel Michael card, and we have, ooh, very nice, very, very nice. Deeper insights are at hand. What can we say? Hooray! Thank you, Lord Michael. That's what my friend Janice calls Archangel Michael, Lord Michael. But Archangel Michael is here today to teach you something really important, okay? If you're here, you're very lucky. I wouldn't be surprised if the Wheel of Fortune didn't come out for us. Deeper insights are at hand. Your overall plan is good, but the details need work. Reflect before moving forward. Time to resolve. So here she's reflecting. Okay, so this is a very nicely balanced reading so far. What else do we have? What do we need here for clarity on this? Let's see here. Let's grab that tarot deck next. Okay, so it looks like I can see, you know how when they blast a rocket off and they go through the stages, like at the ground level, there's an explosion of fire and smoke that happens minutes before it takes off, right? It's ready to take off, but it's still on the ground. It's like truly pent up energy. So that's what I'm feeling here. That right now, I don't know whether you're going to get a phone call this week or somebody's going to reach out to you, could get a raise, you could get promoted. A new opportunity is something is going to be happening in the money arena. I know we have the moon, there's a new moon coming fairly soon. And so that's a time for planting new intentions. So if you're not sure, if you're listening to me, you're like, well, Catherine, I love that idea. Thank you. Love it. I don't see it happening, but I love it. Good. Doesn't matter. You don't need to know right now. Look at how her face is turned away. She's looking out into the cosmos, into this expansive universe above us. Okay. So, something that you're wanting to create, and again, like I said, it could be a side hustle or it could be a new position, but it's just important to be open, like hold an open gaze. It's like looking up to the sky and using your peripheral vision and just be able to take in as wide of a view of things as you can. Such a good exercise, just because we're so focused on this much of our visual field, focused that we're not seeing how expansive life is around us. Okay, all right, let's see what our um, horses again. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Aya. We said before, is like, is somebody here had been close to horses? Something in the past around horses that I feel is important for you. But at any rate, let's just move forward. Thank you, Aya. So this card jumped out. So I'm just trying to think, where do I want to place it? I'm going to put it back in the deck. No kidding. I just am. If it's supposed to come out, it will. All right. Okay, let me turn it over so it doesn't. Okay, now it's sticking itself out. Look at, can you see it? Yeah, right. It's like I tried to put it back in the deck and it's like saying, no, I want to be called. Okay, step to the forward of the class. Okay, and it's the Three of Cups. Okay. At a girl, Melly. That's the spirit. I'm so glad you're here today, Melly. Is this your first time here? Or have you been here before? The cards, I think partly it's this beautiful. Um, I should well, you know what? I bet a heart is a sacred piece of geometry. I never thought about that. But anyway, so it's a square and it's just so soft. And I think I might not make it into a pillow. I think I might keep it for my readings because there's something very nice about it. And for those of you who are just joining me, I actually created it. Oh, yeah, you've been here for a while. But it's good lesson for me because this started with one little square at the bottom, and you actually start building it on the diagonal. And I've never crocheted on the diagonal before, and it's really fun. I mean, just ridiculous. And so, but it's the stair steps, right? It's the tiny steps it has to take to create a new money situation. It took you years to get where you are, and it might take, yes. That's yes, exactly. Corner to corner. It's C to C. I never heard of such a thing. I'm 72 years old. You can teach an old cat new tricks. Okay, sorry, you guys. I'm just having so much fun. I'm sorry. I'll get back to the reading now. Okay. Three of Cups. Interesting, because here we have the two figures, and here we have three. Again, expansion. All right, let's do our past first. Eight of Cups. Time to walk away. Yes, 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 yes. And Nine of Cups. Great. Wow. Oh, gosh, I get a hit of goosebumps. Now, sometimes you might notice while you're watching a reading that you get hit with goosebumps the same time that I do. That's cool, isn't it? Because we're connected energetically. Where are you in the world right now, you guys? Aya, Melly, Lacey, whoever else is here, where are you sitting right now? I would love to know because I feel it. I feel your energy. I really do. It's so fun. Okay, next. We have the Ace of Swords, okay. So we had the Ace of Cups in our in the reading about love, which is very interesting. So if you're curious about that one, I will put a timestamp in there so you can go, but when after it's posted. And the Wheel of Fortune. What did I tell you? Didn't I say I wonder if the Wheel of Fortune is coming? Yeah. I don't remember if it was this one or in the love, so sorry about that. Okay, so let's take a peek here. How wonderful. Oh, I know what I forgot. I want to pick from the goddess deck for the to crown the reading because what we're finding here today is that we are creating sacred shapes. The sacred geometry because we have a square and we also have a pyramid, and the pyramid is just northeast Ohio. Oh, Millie, did you get a lot of cold up? I mean, excuse me, snow up there? We got about 3 to 5 inches down here in Tennessee, and it's quite a shock. They're not used to it. Okay, so let's take a look. What is crowning our reading today with the goddess deck? Okay, and crowning the you guys, this is why I love the cards. And I Central New York. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Um, if you're a tarot reader and you are shy about doing readings for money, we got to talk. You got to email me because there are very gifted readers out there who feel like, well, I couldn't do that. It's not right. I mean, it's my spiritual gift. It's not right for me, and so there's feelings that are just not true. But this is crowning our reading, you guys. This is such a beautiful reading because we've got this glorious intersection of expansion. Lakshmi, bright future. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. If you take one thing from this reading, you will do yourself a favor if all week, from this week to next week, all you do is just tell yourself everything's going to be fine. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself everything's going to be fine. If our central player here with the polka dots, this is someone who is very fun. They've been holding themselves back because they haven't been sure. They don't want to make any more money mistakes. They're tired of money mistakes. They want to learn about money. And money's message is you're on the right track. Try if you can tell yourself everything is going to be fine and allow yourself to receive new energy around money. Just clean house. It's going to really bring you forward because there's a lot of opportunity energy here. A strand of three cords is not easily broken. How many of you might have heard? Oh, awesome, Aya. I love that. Yes, good, excellent, because you are there. It's just the fact that you're here on this reading, there's no accidents. This is true magnetism, right? There's thousands of readers online, and you're here right now. And so money is just hovering over you, this beautiful energy that's saying, yes, 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 you're on the right track. Okay. You are able to take your past and leverage it to create. experiences for people that refresh them and help them feel better. You could be a teacher, you could be a doctor or a lawyer. There's something about how you act when you are doing your job that is so soothing to people. Okay. You create deeper insights in people. They're able to stretch and grow. Look at how this horse, this dog are looking inward. Once you can change your inner view of yourself, once you can understand how very magnetic you are, and that it was you that blew the roof off the room, and you start to feel it like a throb in your being, you will continue to attract wonderful people. The Three of Cups energy, isn't that a sweet energy, Aya? I mean, and this, do you, I don't know if you see, oh my gosh. Do you know there's a lady I met who does, she works at with a tattoo artist and she does the reading to help them pick what the theme of their tattoo is. Isn't that neat? So you might be able to create a collaboration without doing the tattoos yet. Keep that in mind. Anyway, so the thing about these and look at the tattoo. Do you use the Light Seers deck? Isn't it fabulous? But she's got that tattoo on her back, and it's the sacred. That's like I can't remember. Hang on, let me look closer. So the name of this curl, I know there's a name for the curl, and it also is in divine sacred geometry. So if some of you, if you could hit Google for me, that'd be helpful. That there's sacred spiral. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Aya. Thank you. I'm just new into sacred geometry. I mean, I suppose I always had an appreciation for it, but I never like tried to see if it was speaking to me. That's true. What if sacred geometry was trying to speak to us? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm distracted today. I hope y'all are okay. So here we have this beautiful expansion. The star is a symbol of healing. You're learning how to accept and leverage your past pain because it's your past pain. Your insights into your own bad habits is what's creating the open door for your future. Okay, so leaving something behind. Right now, if you guys are Ah, cool, 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 cool. Grab a piece of paper if you happen to have one handy, and just quick, just right now, what are three disappointments of the last year? Okay, three things that you thought was going to happen and didn't. All right, three things, little setbacks. Like I told in an earlier part of the reading, where sometimes money can come in, like $600 comes in, and all of a sudden you have to buy new tires, right? So money come, money go, but write down three things that were disappointments for you. And then imagine, if you will, walking away from them to be able to say, look, yep, for sure, shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened. It's very disappointing. The truth is, I don't give anymore. I just don't care. I'm going to leave it behind me. Notice this cup is kind of lit up. See how the cup is lit up? That means there's still life there. So there's something in this past year that is it didn't go according to plan because Nine of Cups, wish fulfilled, right? I love that that's your launching card towards the future. That as you learn to let go, it's stair steps, just like my crochet cloth here. Stair steps. So as you let go of the disappointments, especially about money, and just say, whatever. If I could have done better, if I know better, I could do better, right? It just didn't work out. I'm going to learn, write this down, the amazing power of peaceful indifference. Consider that. Peaceful indifference. It's think about the last time it rained, and you don't have to have any emotion towards it. You're completely indifferent to last week Tuesday's weather. That's just the same here. You can learn to be indifferent from the disappointments around your money, period. And once you do, it's this overflow, this overflow of abundance coming your way. I just see, I mean, it just has so much goosebumpy energy for me to see this step up into the Three of Cups. And then we have these two cards. The ace is known in some circles as a sign of victory, where the victory is, look at that. Can you believe this? look at how this gorgeous energy, Archangel Michael, the light coming right into the center of her mind. This is about your thinking. Having the Ace of Swords is an invitation to create something new in how you talk about money. Create something new with how you talk about money. Now, I will tell you, if you would like, I'm no, I'm not going to do it. I was going to do a commercial for myself, but anyway, I do private money readings where money speaks to you, and they're fantastic. So do email me, and I can explain how to go about getting one of those readings. Okay, because you'll enjoy it. Anyway, so let's get back to the action. Look at the stairs going up into the mind, and this continues. So it starts down here at the heart, and it's just marching right up into the mind. Okay. Deeper insights are at hand. Your plan is good, but details need work. When we have that, what did you call it, Aya? Energenetics. I think that's what you called it. If you have energenetics going on, where the part of your creative energy is trapped in your ancestors, your great grandparents, your great great grandparents. Did they go through poverty? Because that will, in your genetics, is where your energy is trapped. I just love that. Okay, so look at this. Here we have the invitation to this expansion. Okay, so I hear myself talking fast, so I apologize. But these circles with the Wheel of Fortune, things, it's cycles. Everything is cycles. There is no happily ever after. There are 100 happily ever afters. Can I say that again? There's no one happily ever after. There are hundreds. The minute we manifest what we're wanting, we are going to be hungry to manifest the next thing. Notice how she is spewing off this darker energy, the process, the purification. You might want to watch tile number one, reading one, when we talked about manifesting more love. And that's so powerful here because we have to allow the negative to flow away. If we don't have tools like meditation or tapping or journaling or yoga and Reiki, thank God for Reiki, we will, our energy of disappointment stays within within your heart, within your body. Does your back hurt? Okay. So when you allow the self-healing and you get into the cycle, look at what's around her neck, dice, playfulness, polka dots. You start taking life less seriously. You're like, okay, that's done. Like, take the stock market for a second. Maybe you lost X amount and you're like, okay, that's done. Let it go. I'm going to move on and I'm going to treat it like a game. There's a book called The Game of Life by Florence Scovel Shinn. Was written last century sometime, and the whole idea of using your mind in a playful fashion. We are all underachievers. If you're listening to me right now, you have interest in the same things I am, which is there a better Catherine? Is there a the best version of me that's that it's possible to live at a greater degree of satisfaction? A version of me that can enjoy things in life that I never imagined for myself? And I would say yes. So that's why you're here. That's why I'm here. But we're going to have doors slammed in our face. We're going to have to go through hoops to play the games of the people who we're working with. We're going to find joy in reading the room better and being able to trust those intuitive guidances, right? So you get something and you're like, I'm going to trust. Oh, here's a good one for you. If going forward with your money, if an opportunity comes, and you feel it's a hell yes, like everything in you is like hell the F yes, go do it. If it's a hell no, and y'all are going to save yourself a bunch of trouble if you learn how to listen to your hell no's, but hell no, say no. And no matter how hard it is, no matter how you're fighting the inner fight, there's just a red flag inside of you that will not shut up. Honor that and say no. But here's the kicker. If you feel hell maybe, treat it like a hell no. Okay. If you feel like it's a hell maybe, or I'm not sure, so I guess I will, treat it like a hell no. It will not hurt you because we don't trust our intuition as deeply as we could. And I do readings about that, and I'll teach more about that a different time because I do want to see what the tea leaves have for us. Okay. So wide open spaces, new starts. I mean, the interesting too, you guys, is there's no pentacles in the reading, right? There's no pentacles, and pentacles are the suit of money. Okay, money. What are you trying to? What is it, money? What is the lesson you're wanting for us? Because we don't see you here, right? This has all been about confidence. It's been about belief systems and people, but there's no pentacles here. Let's take a quick see here. I'm not sure how many we'll need. Let me just start from here. Okay. What do we need to learn? There's no pentacles here. Where are the pentacles, money? What's the story? Okay, so over here, we're going to draw cards for this time of solitude. And I do sense that that's ending. I feel like it's time for an action step for you that especially in how you think and feel about money. I can take that would be a guarantee for everybody that's here right now. Some of you are considering taking a move. Perhaps there's a new job or something in the money world where you have been in solitude and you're feeling the pressure to make a decision. So I do think this can go both ways, but let's just see what the tea leaves have to say. We have dolphin, financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past. Okay, good. I understand that. I love this for because I feel that one of the things we need to do is we need to leverage our past. Whatever mistakes you think you made, whatever disappointments other people laid on you, no matter how awful it was, there is some value there, even if it's simply to decide that's never happening again. I don't care what I have to go through, but I am never going back to suffer that way again. Right. And so you can leverage on that, the strength to go, okay, I'm out of there onto something new. Look at how the dolphin is leaping out of the ocean into this card. And what I love about it is that it's playful. Dolphin. In fact, I saw in the news last week that there were dolphins in one of the rivers in New York jumping out of the water like that. Imagine that. Anyway, so the thing is, though, that you're already with the ceiling has been removed. There's no hitting the glass ceiling here. The ceiling is gone, and you're ready to rise. But part of it is going to be money is saying this. You got to be more playful. Okay. Do you have animals? Do you have a pet? Chances are that you've been worrying so much about money that you haven't paid enough attention to your pet. Maybe every time you worry about money, you can write a love letter to your pet if you're at work, or you can pet your pet, or you can say, Murphy, yeah, I'm going to turn around and look at him right now. Hi, Murph. I am so grateful for him, but I could go like all day and not pet him and tell him I love him. So it's that whole idea, playfulness. Don't miss out on the simple joy. Okay. And we have ladder climbing towards success. Yeah. All of us have had money issues. Duh. I mean, when you turn 16 or you have your first chance, that was how old I was. But today kids are into money way earlier. But when money was in your hand and you could buy anything you want, we made some decisions that were not the best. Probably we bought things we didn't really need. Please tell me I'm not the only one. Okay, let's see. And we have Cain, pay attention to your health. And again, with this being our money reading, money is saying this. Money is saying take care of your health because you're a precious being. You carry money. I mean, think about it. Whatever you bought last, whatever you purchased last, okay, bring it up in your mind. What'd you buy? I have to think, what did I buy? Oh, okay, I got it. And then money did that. It couldn't have been done without money, right? So receive it as the gift it is right now. Just go ahead and say, thanks, money. Because it's cool that money came into your life to buy the eggs and cheese and potatoes that I'm going to make for lunch when I'm done. But to incorporate money not as a fearful thing, but as a friend. Okay. So money says pay attention to your health. And I would say it's your mindset. Don't let yourself start feeling accusatory or negative stuff about money. Let's just make a decision that we're going to look at money as a more neutral source that really is just there to serve us. And we have scissors, disappointment with some affair. So, what we're seeing with our tea leaves here is that this is the process that you're in, building success, building your mental um, attitude about money, trimming away, pruning the disappointments from the past. Now, have you guys heard of the thing called the mental diet? Okay, if you Google it or use your search engine, the mental diet, I think it's by a man named Emmett Fox, but it's a very simple document, just one little document to read. And it's about how what you think about. You just take 1 week and you do not allow yourself to whine or complain about money for 1 week or really about anything. You just, the minute you find yourself worrying, you can have a bracelet that you wear on your wrist and you switch bracelets. You could carry um, pennies in your pocket, and every time you catch yourself whining, you just switch, you put one penny into the other pocket. You know, you're creating a physical experience to honor the experiment of simply not allowing complaining in your mind. Just 1 week, 7 days. That, and it's been written about decades and decades ago, probably 100 years ago. Could be. So look it up, the mental diet, because that will really help you. First, you'll realize how much complaining you do. We all do. Instead of thanking money for buying my eggs and potatoes and cheese, I'm already worried about now what's the money I need to get over there to pay that bill or and a lot and we don't need to worry. I mean, it's going to get paid anyway. So why not, clean up that thinking? Okay, let's go over here and select some more cards for what does Archangel Michael have for us? What is it when it comes to our money? What's money wanting to say to you? Tent, temporary situation. Okay, nice. Okay, I'm going to draw all of them before I speak this time. And then after this, we're going to do a career. Is that what it is? Love, money, career. Yeah, we're going to do career next after this. Okay, basket, recognition, reward for merit. You know what? This is tender because we're so hard on ourselves and blame ourselves for making mistakes, especially around money. But the angels aren't mad at us. I mean, God isn't mad. Archangel Michael's certainly not mad. Archangel Michael just knows how hard you've been trying. Archangel Michael sees how things have been unfair. Archangel Michael wants to bring you the deeper insights so that you can buy yourself some new clothes. So you can use money for a treat instead of only for what you need. You really have been working hard. Money's just trying to get through to you and to help you accept it. Money, the universe, so proud of you. But you have been working too hard. We need to put that playfulness in there. And recognition. I suggest for you, my friends, just to help your money breakthrough. Look in the mirror today. Look yourself right in the eye and tell yourself the phrase you need to hear. I'm so proud of you. Look right in the eye. You've been working so hard, and I appreciate you. I'm ready to find a little bit of lightheartedness. I'm ready to open myself up to what's coming next, knowing that the angels are right there. They got your back. And here we have needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Thank you, Archangel Michael. As I always say, the cards do all the work. Older woman, dealings or relationship with an older woman. So I just have to say that there's no accident you're here. I could be older than all you guys put together. There are older women in your world who are going to give you clues to how to advance. Do not be surprised. You could be sitting in a coffee shop somewhere where a lady starts a conversation with you, comments that they love your dog, and then all of a sudden you end up in a friendship with a 91-year-old woman who says things to you that your own mom never said to you. This has happened to me just this last couple months. The lady hollered out to me, "I like your dogs." And I walked over there and we met. And I visit her a lot because she was married 70 years. Oh, anyway, um, but she's so kind to me. She doesn't know I read cards because she is a deeply religious woman and I don't want to go there. But she knows that people come to me for advice and we talk about that. And it's so fun to think that the universe could be so organized as to give me a female friend who is about the age my mom would be if she were still here. And my mom and I were never really truly close. We went through the motions of being close for a couple of periods, but her mind, her brain was very different. She did carry some diagnoses in her mental health that I just don't know that I ever knew her until I was hospicing her when she passed away in 2012. And I was at her bedside. She did apologize to me for a lot of misunderstandings. And so there's magic in older women. And also, if you're here, I'm older, so it could be me. But Archangel Michael is here to equip you when it comes to money. It seems hard sometimes. It seems that we're in a crunch when it comes to money. And so money sees that and learning how to forgive yourself and learning how to forgive yourself and to be able to take advantage of your past. Your past, you know, those little rebounders, like the little mini trampoline you can have. It's like that. It's like the past is trampolining. The harder you jump and use that energy, the more you're going to leap to something that you can leverage. Okay. At work, when you're in situations with working with other people, if if they're smart. If they can read the room, if they can read your energy that vibrates out, not only am I capable, not only, but I'm not hard on people. Not only am I skilled to do this job, I have a soft side. I know how to laugh and I know how to have fun. Because as you go forward and you're not thin skinned, that you can really take it on the chin, be teased, be heckled, and then heckle right back. You know, be able to embrace the things that you're embarrassed about or your insecurities and launch off them. People want that. People want their coaches to be like that. People want their consultants to be like that. 100% confident in who you are and why you're here. Okay, this is what's possible here for sure. So now I have this fabulous deck. I can't even remember the name of it, but I love it. And I'm just going to draw out some advice. So these will be our advice cards. Money has some advice for you. If you would like your own money reading, I do readings from money to my clients. All they do is just get a hold of me. I explain exactly how that works. But I would love to have do a private message for you and see what money has to say. Okay, so money, what is your advice for my friends? Okay. And we have savings. You always need to put something off for a bad day. Create savings for the future. This is an action step that really will turn your life around. If there's one thing that I did not teach my children, I mean, I didn't teach my children so many things because I didn't know them myself. And so, God help all of us. But if somebody would have taught me when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, out of every dollar you get, put 10 cents in the bank. That's all it takes. 10% saved. If somebody would have taught me that in high school, it would have totally changed my life. Every dollar, $1 into savings. If that would have started 10, 20, 30 years ago, where would you be? Right. So savings is what um, is connected to using money intelligently. And the wealthy managers of money, because there's money managers of all professions, not just the gazillionaires, but down the road, because YouTube teaches you anything. That's how I learned to crochet. You can learn more about how to use money like wealthy people do. This one guy, Morgan Housel, he wrote a book, and it's the psychology of money. And he says in there that being rich, when you're rich, everybody sees your money. You're spending it all over town and you live rich, right? With rich stuff. But wealth is invisible. Isn't that neat? Wealth is the money that is being used. It's underneath the it's underneath your lifestyle, investments and savings and leverage spending, mindful spending. That is wealth. But when we're thinking we want rich, that's the surface. So 10%. If you took for it's oh, that's excellent. Wait, let me look at my comments. Aya, your religious sister calls you a life coach. No, it's true. I mean, I look at myself as like the fairy guide mother. You know, I'm a guide for sure. I have coached. I taught golf for 10 years, which I loved. I'm a speech therapist, and so I taught people how to talk back in the day. But right now, it's like being a guide to help people ease up on themselves and advance, meet their goals. I peak performance is the closest thing to what I do is peak performance. But the cards never fail to open the doors for more healing. Okay, so lesson for the rest of the year. It Give it a try. 10% of what you make, and if you can't do 10%, do five. If you can't do five because you got to pay the bills, do two. But this year, 2025, leverage some of the foolish spending in the past that's causing you a worry, and start yourself a savings account that you can hands off. Okay. Melly, oh, I love this. Listen, this affirmation: money comes easily and happily to me because I respect it as a flowing energy. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Thank you for sharing that, because energy wants to flow. And so, isn't it? Are you enjoying having a reading where money actually speaks to you? You got to kind of use your imagination, but it's fun, isn't it? If money could give you some good advice, what would it say? Okay, so this one is turned wrong side up in the deck, so why not? We have this card was turned wrong side up, and it's promotion. You will receive an offer to start a profitable job or project. Enjoy the moment. So a beautiful promise from money. Thank you, money. You might want to write in there, thank you, money, because what a nice promise. There is a promotion or opportunity coming your way. Definitely was sensing that with the wheel here. You're coming into a lucky time. And so what's our next card for advice from money? And we have loyalty. True friendship and loyalty are among the most important values. Be loyal to your friends. Okay, money is telling you it's your friend. Okay, that may strike you with an emotion. I can feel emotion in my chest. So I have a feeling somebody is feeling it. This is money speaking to you. Okay. So money is your friend. So write that down. Money is my friend. Say it back to me. Right? Isn't this a beautiful card? Look at that beautiful white dog. Again, white is just the purity and bright, like our Lakshmi energy, the bright future. And this dog, look at the necklace, the gem around its neck. But money is your friend. So you have to be nice. You have to treat money like a friend. So if you resist spending, and I will admit to you guys that I have a problem when it comes to wanting new decks. I love the cards so much, and I watch readers. In fact, if you're looking for somebody great, check out White Feather Tarot. I love her. Her readings just absolutely nail me every time. Love White Feather. But when I see her use a deck, I'm like, "Oh, I have to have that deck." But at any rate, though, when I say no to myself, like I don't need a new deck right now because I want to use my money over here. So I think that's one thing I've learned, you guys, that if you say no to yourself, like it's like it's a maybe. It's like, well, it's okay. I mean, it doesn't cost that much. And it's such a I really want it. So you say yes to yourself. That was going to be a burden because it's not a hell yes. Okay. So one of the things I learned when I was younger, a few decades ago, is when I really wanted something, I just ranked it on a scale of 1 to 10. How much do I want it? No pressure. What's the number? So I might pick up that and then I gave myself $20 or under. If I get a hell yes, if it ranks on the scale 7 or higher, that means I really do want it. So if it's under $20, I'm going to let myself take it. Now, you guys might think it's a little over analytical, and a part of me agrees with you, but I just love getting things. I mean, I love flea markets where I can, if it's a bargain and it's something I can use, it's cute. I mean, my whole house is shabby chic. But what if I want something else? What if I want to go on vacation? And I think, well, if I put $20 once a week into a vacation fund, holy moly, that's I could take a vacation and have spending money. So it's like, okay, then yes and no becomes beneficial. So if it's a hell maybe, meaning it's like ranks from 1 to 6 is like the range of maybe I would like this. Okay. So let's say I look at a purse and I'm like at a resale shop and it's beaded, it's darling, and it could be used over the shoulder like a body bag, or you could carry it. And it's wonderful. It's got floral beading that some artisan, 100 years ago. And shall I go on? Anyway, it's got a little tear in the lining. So they're selling it for $20. And so there I'm at my thing. Okay, and I'm like, and I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, for sure I want it. 7, 8, 9, or 10. I love it. Okay, good. And then if it's under 20, I would buy it. Now, where it changed, like right now, it's 9 or 10, honestly. And my mind helps me. Maybe your mind doesn't work like mine, but mine truly does. If I think to myself, do I like it? Do I not like it at all? Do I hate it or do I love it? My mind will naturally pick a number. And so now, if it's a 6 or a 7, if it's a 7 or an 8, I don't get it because that's not enough desire. If it's a 9 or 10, then I get it. Can you see? So let's go back and say, and we'll just say it's a denim jacket. So I'm in the resale, a secondhand glam store, and I'm looking at this great denim jackets, and I'm thinking, I love the cut. It fits me great. It's worn out in the right places, and but I already have a denim jacket. Okay, I do, but I really do love it. So then, what's the game? How much do I love it? And is it a 10? And often it's like not even close. Because, well, if I look at it, it's a little boxy, its sleeves are a little long, so it allows me to find the imperfections. And then I can say no because I want to go on vacation. And when I'm on vacation, I want to have a couple massages. Okay. So I can say no over here to say yes over there. So I think that's what money is saying. Be a friend to money. Invite money on your next vacation. Okay. Let's say a year from now, you want to be on a cruise somewhere instead of shivering in your state. And you're like, next year, this time, doggone it, I'm cruising. I will. And so you're like, money, will you be my ally? Can we be friends? Let's get me on a cruise. And so then whenever you're saying no over here, and then you put money away. A lot of times there is your bank account, they don't care how many accounts you have as long as you keep a minimum balance, I think. I'm not sure. But start a vacation fund and just keep putting into it because it would be totally worth it. Okay. So anyway, let's see. Is there anything else? No, I think that we're doing great. Okay. Uh, okay, we have one more card. Oh yeah, sorry. I thought we weren't quite done with this part. So are y'all having fun with me today? I do something similar, but I skip it the first time. Oh yeah. Oh, I have a story. Wait, I might have to run. Yeah, let me run. I got a story for you, Aya, because I had the same thing. It was a whole month. I haven't gotten up to stretch my legs here for a minute either. Ugh. Okay, I have to show you guys it. Hang on. Okay, so after this reading, we're going to be doing a reading for career, and we did one for love first. So if you are interested in that one, you might want to go back and listen. Okay, so I went when I moved to, hi, Anjali. See, Murphy. I knew he would speak up before we were done. So it was I when I moved to Tennessee recent like it's 3 years ago now, going on my fourth year, and I really was starting out with no household goods, just very few. So I was hitting up the stores and getting pots and pans, and I love not having new stuff. And I do realize that not everybody shares that, but I do. So anyway, but just like you, I was if I didn't like it, I wouldn't take it. However, there was this set of dishes, four dinner plates and four small plates, and I think they were $25. It was not bad, but I really just knew I had other goals for my money. I wanted to do some different things. So I said to myself, if they're still here in 1 month, I'm going to let myself get them because I did love them, seriously. So a month goes by and I go to that store. I went right in, it's a huge store, like it used to be a grocery store, and now it's just everybody has their booths. And it's a huge store. I remembered exactly where they were. I went running in the front door. And the end of the story is I got my plates. Is that spectacular or what? I was just blown away because it was a whole month and nobody had scooped them up. And they're from Italy. They're just so special, and they bring my heart so much joy. And then now I have the sacred geometry on it, which I didn't know why that was drawn. And I have a friend, his name's Daniel, and he teaches me about it. And he said that these colors are all symbolic. And I would say if you look at the chakra colors, we have the sacral chakra, creativity. We have the blue of the throat chakra, which is speaking your truth in love. And we have the green, which is the heart chakra. Isn't that great? But it was a risk. I was over the moon when I got to get those plates. And so there's ways to play the money game where instead of being mad about stuff, I mean, you know what? If doing a garage sale with your whole neighborhood or something, we all have so much stuff, don't we? We all have too much stuff. That's living in Mexico completely. Living with people who don't have much and are happy is life changing. I recommend it to anyone. Okay, our last piece of advice from money, and we have moving up. Thank you, money. Gosh, money wants to be your friend, you guys. Um, Career is on the rise. New offers and opportunities and a salary increase. Go to the next level. Well, I would say you probably have to go to the next reading too, right? Because the next reading's on career. But what a gift. Okay, so this has happened to me time and time again. I do private readings for money with people because money does have a message for you. And I hope you receive plenty today. But when it's private to you, people are often fearful. And never once in all of the money readings I've done, never once is it anything less than this. And even if this is even 2% true, just to think that money wants to love you, money wants to be close to you. How could that change your relationship with money? Okay. So if this is hitting you, hi, Anjali. Yes, to get, you know what? I suggest I'm going to timestamp the readings, and I suggest that you go ahead and watch the reading from the beginning because it's really got some very good advice within what it is that money had to say. Okay. So you're moving up, opportunities are on their way. And the big key for me as I look, let me grab my crystal cards. I got this card here, this Eight of Cups card does hold a lot of energy because these are the things you're going to be walking away from, whether it's your spending habits or your some side hustles that are not creating income. I had been my channel was monetized for a minute, and there were some things that went on in the monetizing. Um, how can I say? Just in how it's done, it didn't feel right to me. And then the amount of money that you make is so small compared, like I averaged for 4 months, I think I averaged about 100 to $110 a month. And for the amount of work it takes to be in the monetization system, it was just not fun. And I have been really working in these last few years that make sure that lightheartedness and fun, a feeling of ease, is at the root of everything I do, and try to step away from things that drain me. If you guys have read the book that's called E Squared by Pam Grout, Grout, it's such a fun book about how the world works, how you gravitate to the exact right thing at the exact right time. It's 9 energy experiments, and I highly recommend. This is a lot of fun. But so this thing of the walking away, walking away from your solitude habit, walking away from your insecurities, and be able to trust the divine, trust your angels and guides to walk forward. And you have to build new self-confidence around money. And like I said, right now, yeah, no, we should talk. But yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Pam Grout says if it's not fun, it's not sustainable. So I look at my tarot channel as a brochure. This is my brochure that you hear my voice, and you hear my stories, and you see the cards I use. And then if you want a reading, I'm here. But what you do for me just by sharing, by liking, building the algorithm so that more people can see my brochure, because I do love the cards so much. And the truth is, these are blessing me. This could be my personal reading for me. And just knowing that you guys are absorbing the wisdom too, is just so empowering, isn't it? I mean, I feel goosebumps running up and down my soul. So we do have one more reading. I'm glad that you're here, Ajali, because we're going to do a reading for career next. Because there is a strong energy on the planet right now. There's so many things going on, God knows. But getting a side hustle, being able to take something maybe you loved doing when you were a little kid, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I'm going to do that again. I was crocheting last night because it's just fun, good for the soul, and I made a washcloth, and it took in one evening. And it's like this. It has stair steps on it. It's so pretty. And my part of my mind went, holy smokes, I mean, if I did that every day, I'd have 365 of them. And then I thought I could sell those suckers. You know what I mean? And so like once you are out on your own, getting a side hustle is something that is fun and it keeps you afloat. Okay. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm so distracted today. Okay, let's use our crystal blessing. Thank you guys for being with me and for being patient with me. What is our crystal? Ooh, that's so pretty. Let's see. And whoops, it is Larimar. Larimar is a special mineral that's only in the Caribbean Sea. And I actually have a couple of pieces of jewelry of it. It's very beautiful. But blue, okay, blue is the throat chakra, okay? But the message is not speak. Listen. Isn't that something? Often, when you think of the throat chakra, you're immediately thinking of what's coming out of it. Do you need to speak more gently when you confront someone? Do you need to be mindful of how you do it? Or do people tease you about talking too much? Right? And you're trying to control the expression part. And yet, the Larimar crystal is about listening. If you want to be heard, learn to listen. Okay, this is from money. Okay, that's deep. Okay, so let's just take that in. Okay, if you have pencil and paper, do write this down and use it as a journaling prompt. Okay, do a journaling prompt and just say, ask a question. If money could speak to me, what does it want to say? Okay. And then this is like turbocharge your journaling. Switch to your non dominant hand and write down the answer. Okay. With your dominant hand, write down, money, what do you have to say to me? Switch hands, be patient, and write the answer. Take it one step further, you can actually create a conversation, where you're talking back and forth between you and your dear friend, money, because there's something here for you. You wouldn't be hearing my voice if this message wasn't for you. That money itself is making a huge promise here, but there's a message you're not understanding. It's like money is speaking French and you are American with no French. You don't have except French fries or soup de jour or something. Cul-de-sac is the extent of your French. You can't understand. Okay. All right, take that in. If this hits you hard, you want to talk to me, there's my email address. Hit me up. Okay, we're going to move on. I'm going to get a drink of water. We're going to do a reading on career next. Again, I keep feeling, honestly, I do feel a flow from all three of the readings, love, money, and career. That is a flow of getting free from being victim, right? Getting free from some victim mentality. I feel there's a flow in creativity and watching that as we detach ourselves from the things that are in our mind that are from our past disappointments, as we're learning to detach those things, there is something being freed up and flowing with potential. Okay. In this day, in fact, I heard an interview about people getting laid off their jobs. So I may have some people listening right now who have been laid off, or you're just currently unsure about your next position. And they were saying what you should do immediately. And the first thing he said is get used to the taste of ramen. He said, don't keep living as if you are wealthy. Be real with your circumstances and do everything it takes to cut your personal overhead so that you really are ready to last for a little bit before you find a great new position. The next thing he did was he talked about side hustle and how it's a day and age where people do appreciate handcrafted. You could take a class in calligraphy and YouTube teaches everything, probably it teaches, but if you learn to do calligraphy, there's people in your town that want wedding invitations done. There's a cake baking. I mean, you think I'm not that good of a cook. Well, there's some people that don't cook at all. Making cookies for a party or something like that. I'm just saying that there's a side hustle for everybody. So we're going to move into career. I meant to do this in between the other readings and I forgot. So thank you. And those of you who are hanging in and watching this whole time, you guys rock. Oh, you know what? With my ramen, I just use out of the envelope. It's like 5 packages for $1. Yes, I've lived through the ramen days, and I would just add fresh vegetables. I would get if I had any chicken in the freezer, I would put it in, and then I would crack an egg because I do love eggs, and I would scramble up an egg and make it like an egg drop, so it was just and so nutritious, right? That I mean, not that you want to eat that way forever, but you're just in between. Okay. So I'm going to light up my Palo Santo. And if you're enjoying this style of reading, this is real different than what I've done before. But I like it. And I like being able to not worry about the time and just pull all these different decks. I First time I'm liking it. I hope you guys are too. I assume so because although I think I have people who are just coming in and out. So if you're here and you have not hit the thumbs up and you're enjoying the reading, please do hit the thumbs up, join the energy. And this is a beautiful piece of Palo Santo. And we're allowing our concerns about our career to cover our energy space right now. Okay, let's take a couple of breaths. Ah, all right. Career, let's go with our Be Your Own Magic is the name of this deck. Don't you love it? And this is all about career. So if career is a concern for you, all you have to do is say, "This is my reading." Okay. It's just simply coming into agreement, any alignment with the reading. It puts you there. Okay. I'm just going to put a sweater on. It's a little chilly. If you're new here today, welcome, my friend. I'm Catherine. I love doing those little mini readings. I usually put them out every day. And so many of you have just, well, I've got almost 20,000 followers, and I never, 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 never would have thought that was going to happen. Okay. Career. I've been through quite a few. I was a speech therapist for a while. I was a Tupperware lady for a while. I worked in a bridal salon for a little bit. Let's see what else. Oh, yes, I taught golf for 10 years. And I worked at the pet cemetery where I planned funerals and memorials for pets as well as conducted the cremation ceremonies and what have you. And what I learned is there's so many different things you can do that you could really, really enjoy. And sometimes we feel weird about collecting money for a hobby. Like in tarot, I work with a lot of people who just it's like they know they're worth it and they feel okay about their fees, but there's like a nagging energy of doubt. Okay. And so if you're that, and everybody's on their journey, but tapping and journal, this specialized journaling for mindset change and tapping, it works scary good because we do have deeply held values that are connected to our ancestry. And there's also a lot of kind of disregard, like certain professions, people get, I mean, like the word uppity, like they think that profession is not honorable or something. And we can have all kinds of confusion about that. And choosing something as a career that might go against what is our highest good. Aya, aw, thank you, Aya. I appreciate being connected to you today. I'm smiling ear to ear. Okay, so this is going to be our significator card for our career reading. Just ask Archangel Michael to come in, be our guide, and help us hear from in this career sector. What is it that the universe has for us? And Evil Queen. Oh dear, this is strong. You deserve sugar, not salt. Okay. Okay. I love this card. This is especially for someone. So, if you're a person who has been, had to work for somebody who was a bully, that you were not valued, somebody might have stolen your work, put their name on it when you did the research. Um, you may have gotten fired because you were not the right ethnicity. You might have gotten fired. I mean, you may have lost your job recently through no fault of your own. A telephone call comes and suddenly you're without employment. This is a card the Archangel Michael is here so, so powerfully today to bring healing. You deserve sugar, not salt. What happened to you was completely unfair. Okay. Put your hand on your chest right now. Man, my heart's hurting. Everybody just join our energy right now. Anybody who's feeling displaced employment wise, we're here for you. Take a breath, everyone. Really, my heart just is sad right now. So anyway, we're not defeated. What was meant for our harm can be a blessing. Okay. No question. Okay. So let's take a look here. Notice, what do we notice? If you had salt cubes and sugar cubes right next to each other, could you tell them apart? No. So the first message is you could not have seen this coming. We need to release you from any sense of guilt or pressure that, why didn't I know? I should have known better. No, no, no. Sugar and salt are identical until you taste, right? So you may, could you have been a little naive? Yeah, right. You may have not considered things carefully, but there was nothing that you could do or say that would change the situation. It had nothing to do with you. Okay, got it? Okay, moving forward. That's only the first card. We're going to have a lot of cards here. So don't give up on me. All right, hit you guys. If you're in this energy, also hit the thumbs up if you haven't yet. We do want to keep the algorithm intelligent here because knowing that you can be at peace of mind with some of these deep issues is something we need to get out there to more people. And so when you like and share and subscribe, you help me out. So I appreciate that. All right, let's go forward here. Oops, we already did that. Oh, oh, interesting. Hold on. Okay. I'm feeling, I never take anything for granted. So I'm just going to draw a second card, but I'm just going to lay it underneath and we will pull it at the end of the reading. Did I tell you guys about the time one of my cards caught on fire? I'm not even kidding. I had a candle right here and I was dealing out the cards and a card flew out quick and before I could get to it, it lit on fire and it turned out to be the 3 of cups. I mean, excuse me, the 3 of swords. Can you believe the 3 of swords, the cheating card, the painful card in the deck? It's the one that caught on fire. I was going to throw it away, but I thought, no, 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 I'm keeping this in this deck. This is staying. Okay, so we're going to our dog. Now, I do have somebody, one of my dear friends and clients is in the dog profession. She started out as a side hustle. I think it's her third year. She lives in the Southwest and she is makes a decent amount of money. Is it enough to pay all the bills? No. She's a hustler and I mean I mean that in all kindness. And her husband also and they specialize in side hustles and are making that choice and it works for them. But walking dogs, there are probably people right in your neighborhood who would pay you $5 to take their dog for a walk. You think, well, I can't build a fortune on $5. Hey, it doesn't take long till they accumulate. So 7 7 is at the top of the page right now. So be sure to check out on just Google up the number 77 because there's a special message for you. So with our career, what is it that the dog card? First of all, we were talking about side hustles. The dog community needs service. And also, there's pet stores in the United States where you can go to have time with animals as a volunteer effort to prepare them to be adopted. And so, if you love animals and you would love to have a career with them, but it's not practical, look around your town for where you can volunteer with animals. There's an important connection for you. Celebration, acknowledge your victories. Okay, all right, it doesn't take rocket science to put these two together. So here we have the universe clearly saying you could not have seen this coming because when you took this job, you had high expectations. You didn't know that these sugar cubes, there half of them were salt. Nobody told you. You didn't intuit it. I think sometimes when we take a new position, we should be able to interview a few employees and get some secrets about what's really going on there. But the truth is, you had a salty ending. Anything that's unpleasant, we call salty. If our father had rage, we say he was salty. If somebody cheats on you, we say they're salty. Salty is such a great word. It's a great vibrational word because too much salt, you can't eat it, right? And very much how certain people are toxic and we do not have to be with them. But sometimes you're trapped because you have to work. You have to bring money in, don't you? So you have to work sometimes where it's salty. And then you get fired or you lose your position, and it's the worst day ever. And crying and tears happens because it's scary as F, right? Where's the money going to come from? But the truth is, you survive. You do. You learn how to take shortcuts. Life cycles. And so right now, there's something to be happy about. There's somebody in that former position that you really didn't like them at all and you just did it every day. You just sucked it in and took it, right? So, right now, even though it's scary, could be, you are being able to acknowledge that the things in the past had some value. You learned skills, you met certain people that really important to you, and there were victories even in the middle of the awful. Okay. A lot of times, the best part of anything is the first month, right? It's like having a crush on someone, or when you have a new job and you're like, oh, this is great. And then all of a sudden you see the personalities that are there, and it becomes, you realize that they overpromised and they're under delivering. You realize that what you hoped for there was never possible. You feel taken advantage of, right? So celebrating the fact that you're not there is super important in your career right now. You don't want to have any bitterness or resentment hanging out from that former career. Can we say amen? My Christian background. But if you don't clean house in your mood, you are going to walk into a new job with similar moods. I've seen it happen in my own life with marriages and friendships and different things where if I'm holding hard feelings towards somebody, I'm going to attract somebody in else who has the same vibe. So, Archangel Michael to the rescue. Don't worry. We know Archangel Michael has a lot to say to us today because finding a satisfying career is such a great part of a good life. Sometimes when you have to make a sudden change, it feels like it's impossible. Life won't go on. I'm here to tell you it will. And I'm sure there's other people right here with me right now who can testify the same thing. Life doesn't quit on us. We can't afford to quit on it. Archangel Michael, what do you have for us? Okay, be honest with yourself. Imagine that, you guys. Look at how Archangel Michael's beautiful arms in energy and the hands on the shoulder. Imagine that. Take a breath. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth and then let Source take it from there. Okay. Part of me knows I could just stop the reading right now because these three cards are deep. Your last situation was not the best for you. There were things going on there that were put limits on you. You couldn't be true to yourself. You sacrificed a lot just to be there. You're very, very smart and you have some skills they need. So it's really even hard for you to leave that position because you knew that you could help them. You did help them, but they never paid enough for sure. And they never made you feel that you were enough, proclaimed you, provided well for you, treated you like you were a queen. And so it's okay to accept that and to let it go. Okay. In our second reading was around money, and there was a big lesson about letting things go. So if you didn't hear that one, you might want to hear that if you want to. If you're highly drawn, please do. I'll timestamp them for you. Um, but being able to find something to be grateful for. There's a great book. It's called Thank and Grow Rich. Okay, it's by Pam Grout, Grout. And Pam wrote about the magic that's created when you learn how to be grateful more frequently. When you learn how to be grateful for unexpected things, something happens. And I can tell you, I'm kind of proof positive because E Squared was the first book of hers that I read. My results were so phenomenal. I mean, crazy, like hot air balloon rides and cruises, that kind of great. And I wrote her an email and I just told her, I said, thank you for writing E Squared because so many good things happened that you wouldn't believe it. Well, guess what? Next thing I know, she wants to talk to me. And I was blown away because I have so much respect for her. I love books and I have kind of hero worship. She's like a big player in my world. And she interviewed me about my success when I read her book. Well, she then decided, she said, well, Catherine, could I have permission to put your story in my new book? Not even kidding. So she put my story on page 92 of Think and Grow Rich, where she asked me about living this way, where finding things to be grateful for changes everything, even if you have to like go through cancer or get divorced. Both those things were in my story. And believe me, I had to find gratitude in the strangest places. I remember one time I was laying in bed, I was not very comfortable, and I was trying to do gratitudes and I was tired of it. And so then I thanked my big toe. I said, "Hey, big toe." And I thanked it for helping me keep balance. I know it sounds silly, but it was so key. It was key to keeping my mood in a place that was here like that. Peaceful indifference, no matter how hard things are, is such a key to being healthy as you're going forward. Okay. You couldn't have known. There's blessings in it, and being honest with yourself before you walk into the next career door. Okay. I kind of went on a rant there, you guys. So I think I'm going to go this direction. Oh, no. Let's crown it first. Okay, we're using our goddess deck. And the gold is a color of abundance in tarot. And so I didn't mention this in the other groups, but I think for career, you're being offered a real healing because money is only one kind of currency and being respected, being appreciated, or almost, I mean, you can't pay the bills with it. I agree. But if the happier you are at work, the more your vibe is that peaceful indifference, the more you're going to pull in every way. So we have a Sarasvati, the arts, express yourself through creative activities. Okay. So it does seem there's something about your creativity that is a big part of your career. All right. And again, the theme that I felt was about side hustles. And when you have lost a position or you're in between, first of all, it's a great thing to phrase yourself. So people say, "Well, what do you do?" And you say, "Well, I'm in between, studying to become such and such," so that you're always phrasing your story in the truth, but not giving too much information. But the idea of what do you do? Do you play an instrument? You may play an instrument, kind of medium, like not great, but you probably could get a position in certain venues as a teacher. Or you could start as a volunteer and bring your guitar to the senior citizen center and just play for them. Get gigs where you're not getting money. Offer to teach kids. Like in the if you are a big fan of Vacation Bible School, you might want to volunteer to bring your guitar to the various churches in your town and play some simple hymns. But there's something about creativity that can bring a lot of peace of mind to you, and also can pan out to be a moneymaker. Okay, so let's see here. Thank you, Sarasvati. And also, as far as just for the mind. Now, in our second reading, which was the reading from money, one of the big themes that came out was the need to be more playful, right? And to be able to not have a workaholic attitude. Yes, money is important. We're not saying it's not, but you do need to take time for yourself. If you're an entrepreneur, I heard somebody say recently that if you an entrepreneur works many more hours than a regular waged person, like a 9 to 5 person. And so if you ever get people trying to sell you, "Oh yeah, buy this program and you only have to work 4 hours a week," that kind of stuff. No, no, no. I mean, you're thinking of ideas, you're creating, for me, creating videos, writing my other projects, researching. I'm like all the time alive in what I do. And the universe has been leaning on me big time for playtime. That's why I created this. I went back and thought about what did I do? What do I do when I was a kid, when I was, in my teenage years or 20s? What did I do to relax? And I did handcrafts. I macrame, knit, crochet. Crochet was one of my favorites. And I thought, okay, I can force myself to crochet, put on a movie, get myself the stuff and do it. YouTube teaches everything. And so I found this and I started creating. And so when I'm doing crochet, I'm not working on my consulting for hours at a time. Otherwise, it's in my mind, you know? And so the other day I made a washcloth. It's the same stitch in one, it's just the evening, one movie. Well, a movie in 30 minutes. And I thought, wow, maybe, see, my mind is always thinking. And so these handcrafted 100% cotton washcloths might be something somebody would buy that would bring that extra stream of income. So this is what this is about. When I went through some garbage in my life, I thought it was sugar, turned out to be salt. Looked exactly the same. And when my life got salty, I had to find a way, find a way to keep moving forward, just like Dory in that fish movie. Okay. So that's what this is about, side hustle. What is creative that you do? What do you know how to do that you could leverage into a revenue stream? Where I know a lady in Mexico, she worked on Poshmark selling. She would go to the flea markets, which were fabulous in Mexico, so fun, and pick up things. And she would buy from other people who would shop for her, and she paid her rent with Poshmark. Oh, and jewelry, making jewelry. Oh, ooh, I would love to see your jewelry. Can you send me a picture? Do you have a website? Do you have a website where people could come and find you? You're a reader, right? Could you put your link in there somehow? Yeah, sometimes I'm not up on the techie stuff, but you guys, I just got a cool vibe. And so you might want to check her out. And I love jewelry that's spiritually based jewelry. I think that is extraordinary. Maybe we could collaborate. Okay, careers. See, there, a little career jumped out of the blue. Okay, so let's take and find out. All right, let me get centered. I'm sorry. Take a breath. Hey, Archangel Michael, what is it? What's your advice for our dear friends going forward? And we have the Devil card, death or rebirth, fondly known as the Devil. I used to be scared when I pulled that card back when I wasn't sure about the cards. And now I just love it. Okay, Page of Swords. Okay, this is the universe's advice through Archangel Michael. What do we need to know? Okay, we have the Two of Cups. Aw, this is very sweet. Gosh. Maybe one. Ten of Pentacles. Wow. And the last card, the Queen of Hearts. Oh, wow. Can you see how similar they are? Wow. Gosh, if you know cards, goosebump time, huh? Okay. A little sipping my water. Okay, I'm going to just lay out our tea leaves before I get started on the story here, because really this is so beautiful, everyone. Um, Years ago, it must be close to 20, yeah, about 2000, between 2000 and 2002, people were saying that the true survivors are going to have multiple streams of income. Like when you go through a financial change, like with a divorce, or you lose a position or something radically changes, even if it changes to the positive, let's say you inherit something or you have an influx of money, it can throw things and you can spend decades trying to crawl out of trouble of some stuff. And so career changes are good. Oh my goodness, the car just started outside. It's having some muffler trouble. It's when you are most shocked about losing a position or having a life change, it can be difficult to believe something good comes out of it. But life is all about pruning, and through storms of life and firings and moves and illness and all kinds of things that can happen. When you come out on the other side, you're rebuilding. And our country our world is just filled with people who can turn things around, amazing, strong resilience that's in the human soul. Okay. So, what we're doing here right now is we're opening ourselves to creating new expansiveness. And again, our second reading today was on money. And there was a big energy around expansiveness and really allowing ourselves to see that we are capable of being connected to money streams from people doing good, working together in cooperative situations, flea markets, and what have you, and find a way to be part of getting money to be exchanged, especially when you're in between. So it shows that there's going to be some temptations to get into complaint mode. There's going to be temptations to feel the resentment of being hurt. I mean, this red cape on the figure here is just a bloody shame. There's something going on that shouldn't have happened. Heartbreaking. Okay. However, look what's here. The star. A star is a card for healing, but the star in that dark blue sky, look at the repetition. See, kitty corner from each other. And so spirit is here to walk you through to the other side. Some parts of it won't be easy, but some parts will be really surprising and delightful. Promise. Promise. Okay. So let me please draw our tea leaves. Thank you. Gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we have teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. We'll lay them, yeah, we'll just lay these. I'm gonna lay them on this side first. So we look at where are certain situations. So here we are in this celebratory, it's forced celebration because you didn't choose to be where you are right now. I mean, needing to create extra money, no matter what the reason is never like an ideal position in some ways of looking at it. But there's the freedom of a fresh start, deep friendship of someone of the same sex, which to me, these are these coffee conversations, right? Where you can find other people who are in a similar situation. You could pull together two or three people that want to talk about career up and downs. Let's make each other laugh and cry, right? So you get three or four people that don't know each other very well. Go find a park, get yourself a beverage, and sit down and create a circle and talk about it. What did you learn when you were out of your career? If you have a meetup group in your town, meetup is a fantastic group and they have topical conversations with people for any top you can't imagine. It's all out there. But there's something about gathering together with people and talking about the joys and pleasures of career changes. Because it's fun. It's everybody's got a story. I can remember one time I couldn't have been 18 years old and I was in college and probably 18 and I had, didn't have any waitressing experience at all, no serving at all, but they had a what do you call it, a convention in town and they needed servers for that. So I lied, of course, and I said, because they were paying good, and I said, yes, I've had experience, so they hire me. So I go, and the first thing I have to carry out to the tables is a tray full of little bitty. There was cranberry juice. See, I remember detail all these years later, but it's just probably like 25 glasses. They were plastic little shot glasses of cranberry juice, and I have to walk. I mean, it was hilarious. I was so not skilled. I mean, he taught us enough to barely get by, and I'm pretty agile, so I could kind of manage, but I was way over my head. Anyway, I say that to say that I think I was born with that kind of idea of, yeah, I'll do a little this, I'll do a little of that. And the people that you see, that's a story you could tell with other people. And then somebody's going to say, oh, let me tell you about my first job. I was working at the Dairy Queen and I was one time filling a cone and I couldn't get the ice cream to turn off and it was all over the place, right? I mean, then we just create this fellowship on the idea that, you know what? Salt happens, but sugar's around the corner. Okay. Oh, here. Oh, I have cards laying all over the table. How convenient. I love when that happens. The second one is the nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. So, okay, my friends, I'm going to kind of call you out just a tiny bit. Okay. And this is probably going to only be for one of you out there. But the truth is that sometimes we make a mistake and we think that work is our family. Okay. We start sharing our personal information. We, God forbid, start to date someone over there, right? We just feel so comfortable. And actually, you spend more time at work than you do with your own family. But there is a detachment, a too much information that you have to guard against to protect the sustainability on the job. The less drama you radiate, the more they're going to keep you and pay you well. But you can't expect the people at work to be your best friends. I'm 72 years old, so I can say this from life experience that friendships outside of work are extraordinarily valuable to you. Okay. It's normal to feel, and you would say, well, I want to feel like it's a family at work. Well, kind of yes, kind of no, because the more you are closed off with your personal details, peacefully indifferent to the people at work, enjoy them and enjoy having them as your colleagues, but always be a person of mystery when you're at work and know that you are designed for intimate relationships like this, but it will come through your friends and family. Okay. So this is a great lesson here. And the universe kind of busting us up a little bit, just to make sure that we are clear that work, we don't need work to be our social life. All we need is something we can do that we enjoy, that we're paid fairly for, and we get our social needs met elsewhere. Okay. Next, we have bridge, successfully overcoming a problem. Yes, I love this for us because the truth is the situation that you're out of now and it needs to be replaced. And so by keeping ourselves grateful at all costs, find the things that went right for you at that previous position. It was not all terrible. Okay. And then here's our last one over here. Lightning, control your anger or you'll be sorry. Enough said, right? Take a breath. Anger is very responsive to tapping. Tapping is a fabulous thing. There are YouTube channels out the yin yang, and I do tapping with my clients. So if you're really stuck and is there a lot of resentment going on, then email me because and just give me a half hour. Okay, give me a half hour, and I can release you of the anger. Okay. So moving forward, what do we have? Oh, we're going to the other side. So Archangel Michael, he always likes to have his tea leaves. This one flew out to the floor. And we have pin, new job or career. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love when stuff like that happens. Okay. And then what else do we have? Bell, announcement. I love the announcement part because that energy for me is remember when I use the word proclaim, that when you're at a position where they know what feels good to you. I mean, what feels best? Are you someone who likes to get praise, like you'd like for your colleagues and your boss to praise you for a job well done? So it's words, or maybe it's time. Maybe when you do a really good job, they say to you, "You want the day off next week? Pick your day. You got a day off on us." Would that be the kind of reward that you would love where you work? Or could be gifts. Do you like when they get you a gift card now and then? Because those are like love languages. You've heard of those from Gary Chapman. And so the thing about the bell, the announcement shows me proclamation that they are in your new position that is coming. You can expect to be treated in a way that you know you're valuable. Okay. Butterfly, a change for the better. Isn't this a beautiful reading, you guys? I know it's hard. It's harder. It's hard as F to get yourself to be celebrating when you're really hurt by a salty situation. Okay. But it's possible. Thank you for being on this reading. Thank you for being open to this reading today. Okay. And our last tea leaf, yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. This card right now, I feel like there's somebody listening, and it's like there's so much hurt. There's so many hurt feelings right now that I'm coming across as cocky to you. There's somebody listening that says, easy for you to say you have no idea, because I really am feeling tied down and I really am frustrated. So if that's you, just know that we're here for you. Okay. That's so trite. I feel like what a dumb thing to say. But I've been where life has taken a radical turn that broke my heart. And I know what that feels like. And I don't want to make light of the situation, but every spiritual tradition in the world, and probably beyond the world, will tell you that developing a peaceful indifference towards the negativity and to really embrace gratitude as a way of life, that you will come through. And it may feel like you're, not to be gross, but you may feel like you're walking through like a cesspool that's knee deep in awful and you'll never get out. But there's somebody there, all the rest of us on the call right now listening, we have all been somewhere where life was so salty we could barely take it. And this card keeps drawing me back. It's like the Archangel Michael's arms. It looks like it's salt. So, anyway, let's go forward at the bottom of the reading. There is something available to everyone at every moment for comfort. My favorite, easiest way is what I call the scribbling technique. I'll guarantee you it works. Not many people can guarantee stuff, but this is true. You get out a piece of paper, a drawing paper, or typing, from a copy machine paper, and you lay it out on the table and then get a black crayon or black pencil. Those are best. And scribble and hold on to your hurt feelings. Whatever is hurting you right now, when you feel so angry about this job and how you can't find a profession that you love, scribble. And you scribble until your arm is sore. No kidding, and you let yourself, when you feel like extra mad, like "Argh," and then you'll feel yourself press into your scribbling. It's a wonderful way to journal, and because you don't need words. Okay, and that's my go-to when I look at this card and how this feeling down or frustrated. Here we have the Queen of Cups right underneath. Look at how the energy, it's like she herself, this beautiful queen of love. Right now I know she's coming through my voice. For sure. Because I've been doing this a long time and I'm a water sign. And so I'm Scorpio. So right now, to the person who's listening, who's just feeling really discouraged, it's like my energy's going right through you. And you may even feel tearful or you may feel goosebumps because we can never give up. Look what's here, the 10 of Pentacles. This is your desires fully manifested, the happy family, the cycle of pentacles, the money that just circles and cycles and supports, the lanterns hanging in the air, that the light has come, and that the way out of this, there's only one way, and it's the way through. But you are gifted. There are things that you know how to do that can start to bring in some cash. Okay. And so the universe wants you to know that being able to forgive yourself, accept what's going on, and find whatever you can to be grateful for. Here's a couple: the air you breathe and water. If you just walk around the house, even in your grumpiest state, and say, I'm so grateful for air and water, it's enough, even if it feels fake. The Two of Cups, right under this duplicity, this salty sugar, like when you started the situation, it seemed like the perfect career, and then something happened that was terrible. Sugar cubes and salt cubes would look identical. The only way to know is to taste them, meaning you could not have prevented what happened. You did what you knew to be right. Learning how to combine these two energies between, from the past, the salty and the sweet. So the part of being hurt, being fired, losing a position, having a career not work out, having a company close, to be displaced, you can't separate yourself from that experience in your life. You are very much two different experiences grasping each other with our past, our present, and our future. Those two things have to come into calm, peaceful indifference, being able to let go of the disappointments to create something brand new for your future. Okay. And the opportunity that comes when you're between it, you can't duplicate it. Nobody wants to be there, right? You hate being there. But if you leverage and learn and become more educated, if you misread people, see if you can take a course on intuition. Just go to YouTube and Google it, YouTube search how to have a better intuition. I guarantee you'll pop right up. Okay. But the idea is use this time that you have right now to get to know yourself, create an allegiance with yourself that you are going to make better decisions in the future and you're going to get smart. Okay. Page of Swords is that student. Look at walking the tight edge, right? Walking a tightrope, learning everything she can, filled with ideas, right? This is a very exciting time for changing your mindset on what's happened in the past. You're not who you were 10 years ago. You are somebody brand new, and you are being released and freed from some of those disappointments here in the past. And with those symbolized by the birds that are just, they're ready to flutter away. You're building from the very stuff that's hurt you, you're building that skill set of going forward. Another thing that just makes me want to ask you if there, just make sure, just check your skill set. That right now, if you have any interest in computers, if you're really good with computers, learning how to code is a great way to create a side income for yourself. There's always people needing coding. Okay. Another tip is that if you live in a town where if you live in a fairly good sized town or even small ones, there are businesses in your area who have no idea how to use social media. They have no idea. And you can really create a small service where you could go in, help them create their Facebook page. Some of them will even want you to take care of it week to week. But there's restaurants and manicure places and hairdressers, very small businesses that have no idea and no time. So take advantage of that. You might think, oh, everybody knows how. No, they don't. Okay. So there's ideas right out there for you. So when what is it, the rebirth card? We let this die, right? I mean, your old profession, what you used to do, it's time. You can allow it to go. We bury it, it'll decompose, it'll come back to life as something else. But seeing an opportunity, a rebirth, is absolutely critical for what you need to do next. Now, what do I want to add? Um, okay. All right, so career. I have some advice from the universe. How here you have your foundation, which is completely about getting yourself beyond the pain of the past. Let that I mean, do what you need to do. If you need Reiki, get Reiki, yoga, use your body. You might want to read an older book, even an older book like, what's that one called? The Magic of Thinking Big. I think his name is David Schwartz. I mean, there's some really good older books about mindset and changing your mind and being able to get beyond some of the hurts of the past. And YouTube, I mean, Brian Scott is a guy, his channel is filled with really good information. I really like, he does a lot of books, parts of books to teach. There's another station called Nevolution here on YouTube, Nevolution, because I love what Neville teaches. I'm a big how can I say, it's not like being a fan, because I'm just devoted to his ideas about using the God part of me to be able to access that in ways that helps me help you guys and to live my best life. Oh, that's so corny to say that, but to be the best version of myself that I can be, to meet my potential as a human, to be free. I mean, think about these readings. I have 2,500 readings now that I've posted, and I can guarantee you that first 10. I would sit here criticizing everything. Oh, it doesn't sound right. Oh, you said the wrong word. Oh, you forgot what card you used. And I would just be editing myself constantly. And 2,500 later, I don't care. I mean, I hope you all don't mind when I go rambling off on a rampage. But the point is, though, that the cards do the work themselves. They, you watch me pick them, and then we can just create this story that comes from the energy that I see on the cards. Okay. So I want you to use that as inspiration because yes, I'm able to collect money for what I do right now. But when I started reading cards, for my friends, which had been about 23 or 24 years ago, it was so weird to think that you would charge money for it. And of course, YouTube wasn't part of my life, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I wish we lived in the same town and I could have a booth at your farmer's market and you could come up and see me. Okay, so this is the advice we have about career from the universe transformation. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Okay, and look at how it lays right next to that rebirth card. And I have goosebumps in my chest. Okay, the colors are symbolic. We have the red and we have the blue, and they are. It's like there is pain in transformation. Like a butterfly has to work its it does do its little ass off, right? Butterfly. A caterpillar has to work so hard to allow itself to be transformed, and the butterfly has to really work those little arms out to try to tear their way out of that cocoon, right? It's not easy, but it's so worth it, right? It is. So I couldn't be more thrilled. Thank you, universe, for that. Okay, what's our next advice call? Okay, we have limitations. Let go of your worries. Fear and doubt limit the freedom of action, right? Exactly. And look at how it falls right here. You deserve sugar, not salt. What happened to you was not fair. We can all agree. But we also can agree that from this point forward on our pyramid here, from this point forward, we're just going to let it go. I know it's corny, but I have used little videos of Let It Go where Elsa sings it, in the movie Frozen. That song always lifts my spirits. And, my magical way of doing that is to listen to it in different languages because I just go into the YouTube and I search for like Yugoslavian um, Let It Go or Chinese Let It Go. That's beautiful. But I listen to translations and it always moves me to tears that song is used for, I mean, there's probably not hardly a country that doesn't have a translation of that song. And look, that just lights me up. It's very empowering to think of how powerful it is to let go of something that simply doesn't serve us anymore. Another piece of advice independence. Manage money yourself. Independence guarantees security. Don't depend on others. Yes, this is such a beautiful message around career. Do your research before you step into the next profession. We are so blessed in this time where we can do a search and we can read about different professions and what they're truly what they can pay you and what to expect. There's a resource called glassdoor.com, and it's a great resource for looking into various professions to see what the pay scale is in your part of the world and how much work there is in the medical field. Just learning how to be a technician, like a X-ray technician or an ultrasound technician, where you can just run the tests. You get to be so close to the medical world, but they need to have help at that level. It's not going to be the income of a doctor or somebody who's like the owner of the hospital, but there's a creative use of your time to create a real income for yourself. Certain professions are always going to be necessary. They always are, no matter what. And getting behind the scenes of somebody's company where you can do work on the inside, like with coding and stuff. That way you really bump up your higher ability. And you can teach an old dog new tricks for sure. Another part is once you do become employed again, make some promises to yourself about how you will maintain your independence financially while you're in that new career. Again, back to the side hustle. What do you know how to do that you can create a little income? Maybe just even a couple, three, 400 a month would be enough to create an independence in your money energy. Okay. And a lot of side hustles end up being really successful too, I just want to say. Our last one is social status. Don't get arrogant. You will reach the heights of fame and society. So, this card is one of my favorite because this card has typos on it. And the very first time that I pulled it, I was disappointed in the manufacturing. I figured it was done. I did purchase it from Europe. And so, chances are that the translator just what didn't pick up the on the misspelling, and I was gonna make a complaint and send it back, but then I thought, "Oh, no, this is such a great card." So look what it says. I read to you social status, but social spelled with too many there's an I instead of an O, right? And then status with 2 S's, and I love this because what a blessing to get this card as our lesson and our advice. Don't get arrogant on the job. There is one of the universal laws of life in success, and it's called don't outshine the master. There's a guy named Robert Greene who wrote a book, The 48 Laws of Power, and it's a study on human nature that's pretty humbling to read. But the number one mistake you can make in any profession is to outshine the master, meaning that you're full of ideas on how he could do his job better. Like next time you go and take a airplane flight somewhere and the seat is smaller, and the very first thing you wanna do is to write to the president of United Airlines and say, how dare you have seats that are small," right? All you have to do is, like, if you would just take a little bit of aisle away and you just do this, you can make a bigger space, and the owner of any company is going to be annoyed that you thought the way they did it wasn't good enough, okay? So, great advice, don't be arrogant, be quiet, listen, keep yourself listen, the if you're grabbing the reading right now, the second reading I did today was on money, and money's message was so powerful. We just asked, what does money want to say to us today? And so I'm going to put timestamps, but please do if you're feeling like you'd like to get some more wisdom on money connected to the career. One of the messages was like not too much TMI at the office, right? We had the same thing up here with a nest, that you need to look at work, respect it, and treat it as an entity, not a family, and really have a heart for the good of all, work together as a team. There's just no room for stupid stuff when you're serious about building a career. Okay. Now remember, you guys, I did feel drawn to use the same deck twice. And so rather than say, well, what was I thinking? I thought obviously I wasn't. The universe had a plan. So we do have a mystery card that we're going to pull last. Okay. And it is tree, let them go. Yes, this is like for sure. When I picked up that deck and started shuffling it the second time, and I thought, well, that was kind of silly. And I doubted it, but how beautiful for our last message. Okay. I'm going to light up the Palo Santo to close this reading because there is something very special going on here. This opportunity, don't turn your back on the opportunity. Okay. Don't turn your back because God, the universe, the divine, whatever it is that's your core belief, there is only one answer when you are mistreated and you deserve sugar and you get salt. Learning to let it go is our work. That's your work. The more neutralized you are, you don't have to love them. You don't have to. think happy thoughts about them. No, it's just let them go. Develop peaceful indifference. Ask in your prayer or when you connect, when you meditate, when you do your Reiki, ask. Show me peaceful indifference. Archangel Michael, that's peaceful indifference. Like, whatever. I'd like to use different examples. For example, wherever you ate out the last time, whatever restaurant you ate out at. Okay, so just pulling back in your mind sometime when you ate somewhere. Okay, all right, I got mine. And now you just think to yourself, yeah, that was a while ago. I haven't been there in, a month or whatever. Your mind wanders. You are indifferent to that memory, right? Who cares where you went out to eat last? I mean, you maybe didn't have a great meal, but you're indifferent to it. Indifference is a skill and you can develop it. And it's up to us. We must. So I'm going to burn the Palo Santo here in a second, but I just want to pick a crystal card for us. And my eyes are going directly to this yellow. And just that's what I'm noticing. So I'm going to pull it and see what our blessing is. And it is the topaz solar plexus. Solar plexus is the core of your identity. Okay. And we have topaz, manifestation. Manifestation is the fruition of confidence and belief. Okay. So when you are holding hard feelings towards something in your past, you're salty because you were treated badly. That is the opposite energy of self confidence. Okay. So your self confidence can't grow unless and until you release this stuff. Tapping will do it. Therapy is necessary sometimes, not all the time. Changing your story so you just quit calling them assholes, stuff like that. As you shift into a better mood about this change, your self confidence and your resilience and your magnetism just congeal together, and your charisma is off the charts. Right now, with the grief and pain of this change, it's like you feel like your charisma, your self-confidence is burning. It's like a fire that can't be controlled. Everything's going wrong. And I'm not saying it's not, but they are always launches for something new. It's the way the cycle of life goes. Let's light up. Speaking of lighting up, we'll light up our Palo Santo. And I want to thank the angels and guides and Archangel Michael. Thank you for facilitating these readings today. We were able to read for love, for career, and money during our time together. And it's just been fabulous, you guys. Thank you for spending your time here. Okay, so put your hand on your chest. Take a couple of deep breaths. Blow out. It's making smoke rings. My dad used to make smoke rings. Gosh, I haven't thought of that in years. As we release the things that aren't serving us and we brush up on the skills, what do we know how to do? If you cook, take a cooking lesson. If you're a server, become the best server in your place. What can you do in the meantime? What can you do in between? Archangel Michael, help us to let go of the past and embrace a future where we're not sure what's happening, but we know that it is going to be happening. Life cycles up and down, and this is just a momentary blip on the radar. Okay, my dear friends, thank you so much who are here right now, who've come to visit me during our readings today. And I hope you enjoyed this style of reading. I kind of did. And I like using a few different decks to illustrate what it is universe has for us. So go forth and prosper. Have a beautiful week. It's supposed to be getting warmer here in Tennessee, maybe all the way up to 70 by midweek. I look forward to it. I will be doing readings from the fairy garden. I did that a few times last year, and I like to go out there, especially in the spring. It's spectacular. And so you can look forward to that. And once again, before I leave, here is my email address. If this reading was a blessing, if you'd like to ask me anything or speak to me, I would just love to hear from you. So do shoot me an email, and I look forward to connecting with you at the next meeting here on my channel. Bye now.